Alright, the timer has ticked down. Let's get on with it then. Frostpunk 2, the game is finally out, kind of. If you got the deluxe version, you get a 3-day ahead of time access to it. So here we are, let's get going. What are we doing today? First, I'm going to go through the story. The story has, I can only assume, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters to it. That's what it looks like, starting with Prologue. I don't know all that's in here, so I'm going to be half blind. I've played around a bit of this, and I played the vertical slice. But by and large, we'll be experiencing this together. I won't be jumping straight into Extreme. We'll be doing this on, well, let's see what it says under New Story. Well, I wouldn't be caught dead playing a game on easiest mode. Let's move it up to Officer. The game forewarned me that the game is hard to play on Citizen, but if you're a veteran Frostpunk 1 player, try Officer. I'll do that. Once I beat the story with this, surely we can crank everything right up to a very well-named Captain mode, and then I'll be doing the Utopia builder with that. But first and foremost, the story. So, 1887, the world is frozen to death. Civilization crumbling. That doesn't sound like my problem. My problem is that 30 years later, these people have become different. Let's go and watch my cameo in the game.
Can you hear us? Captain!
Do you hear us?
A generation ago, we fled the crumbling British Empire as the world froze around us. I held New London together. United, we survived 30 years of whiteouts. But the world around us is dead. Empty.
Ripe for taking. The city falls.
Vestas.
Merely surviving is not enough. We have to expand. After all, it's us who survived the end of the world. It's us who survived.
Yes.
I don't know how they got that video footage of me in my chair, but I'm just happy to have a cameo. So we've got the prologue here. The Wanderers roaming around the frozen desert. They don't remember a world before the Great Frost. I've been playing this game so long, me neither. Let's get surviving. So thanks to my time playing the vertical slice and a wee bit of experience with this, I already know the basics of how to play, but not everything, so mistakes will be made. Don't expect perfect play here. Who am I kidding? We've got plenty of armchair strategists around here ready to yell at me. Did they film that video while you lived in Sweden? That explains the mood, and explains the rapid aging as well. Holy smokes, let's not romanticize time in Sweden. Grim for all involved. I'll expect nothing less than perfect, says Sagan. Alright, I will do my best. So there's an old dreadnought remains in pieces under layers of snow, scattered wagons, break the ice, get the oil. I guess they're very keen to immediately tell us about the theming of the game, which is trying to use oil. As we know, coal is what we used a lot of, or entirely. We had charcoal in Frostpunk 1. So this is our stand-in generator. We're not making a proper city here. We're just a bunch of travelers or whatnot that are trying to get around here, huddle around, and stay warm. So a big thing that needs to be done in this game is frost breaking. Took me a while to figure this out when playing the vertical slice. Hexes, my most beloved of things to see in a game. We need to break through and get that oil. But I need more than just oil. I'm also going to need these prefabs. So one of the things in the vertical slice was that everything was based on heat stamps for the economy, but I think they've added prefabs now, so that the economy is a little bit divided in what's needed. So we're going to make our way over to grab those, and knowing that we're going to need food, let's also dig our way down over to here for that. So this is very much introductory, you can barely fail even if you try tutorial level stuff, so let's not get too excited. However, what we absolutely should do is make sure we have housing for people. Now, I can't claim to know this game inside out, but if you have questions about it, I will do my best to answer them. My best will not be good enough in a lot of ways, but try I shall. Easiest way is to just ping me. It shows up in red and makes it easier for me to see. Like a cab asking, how far can we zoom in? This is maximum zoom. Although, some areas, once they're built up, you can zoom in further by clicking on a zoom button. We'll wait until those are done. Are the Iceborne the best faction? I'm looking forward to seeing the Iceborne. For now, we just have these crummy Wanderer guys. Speaking of which, I'm going to take their stuff. You can do interactions with them, kind of like factions or estates in Europa Universalis, now that I think about it. I think this Dreadnought is the one from Winter Hell. It's possible. They're certainly going to rope in some of the old lore, I can feel it. After all, we are going to New London, aren't we? So to get things going, we need to deal with our immediate problems. There's shelter and there's food, both of which are lacking, and those are going to bump up our needs. There are the 5 needs. There's hunger, disease, cold, squalor, and where's the other one? Maybe there's no crime in this world. What a world to be alive in. Tyrion's coming in with all of that sweet train money, saying the premier Frostpunk streamer returns to claim the vacant throne. I'll do my utmost, thank you kindly. We need to slam down districts. It's not about individual buildings in Frostpunk 2, it is about districts. We got to extract our oil, we got to extract our prefabs. Probably going to want that other oil in due time. And I certainly want all of this housing down. Can I get yet more housing? I don't see a reason not to. Let's have loads of housing for everybody. And let's work on that food delicious. Yeah, I'm just storming ahead here. No time for this prologue. Yeah, there's mention of Winterhome as well, meow. Looking forward to seeing what happened to Winterhome. After all, I like to think I kept Winterhome functioning nice and well. And I've certainly proven that life can be lived without a generator altogether. This is making me want to put the heating on while watching. Yeah, mine's already on. Yeah, I knew it was going to start feeling a bit chilly. So the game's going to flash me up a load of tutorials. Well, I don't think I've actually read these yet, but if I need to know, I'll figure it out. So, basic stuff. I'll try and talk a wee bit about the gameplay, what little I know. It's a lot of spinning plates going on here. So as we can see, there's a big need for shelter. You try to meet the need, and wherever you have surplus, you tend to build up surplus in stockpiles, like with food here. And if people are out of shelter, it's going to grow cold. And the cold is also going to grow due to lack of generator being on, but once we have access to the oil, we'll be fixing that. When you have too many deficits, these things start building up, and when these things get really bad, people start dying, leaving, arguing, just generally being a pain in my bum. And that's something everybody somehow knows how to be. I don't know why I like these kinds of games. It's just people yelling at me all the time. Oh, I'm cold, I'm hungry, I had to eat the neighbors for dinner. What? Come on. Pick yourself up, buy your booties here, we're all in it to survive. Maybe you're a masochist. I've considered that, but I don't think so. I think I just like hurting people. And if it's me, that's just fine as well. You're nostalgic for Sweden after all. Don't say such hate-crimey things, TBW. I think I'd sooner come to Brazil than go back to Sweden. So there we go. As we can see, we've met most of our shelter demand, so people are going to be feeling less issues with the cold, but we still need the generator on or else they're going to die. There's also a nice synergy about where you build things, and this is probably one of the bigger things to wrap one's head around, especially in higher levels. Build your districts together to get bonuses, but some of them have negatives. This is actually an unrealized idea from Frostpunk 1. They wanted to have things like noise pollution going on when your people are settled too close to your industry. It's nice to see it got realized here in Frostpunk 2. So huzzah, we dig through, we get the oil, and that means we can turn on the furnace, which we absolutely do. My people are literally freezing. So there we go. That will solve our cold problem. Cold is notable, but diminishing. And the game is now telling me, build up infrastructure, get prefabrications, build up construction. Way ahead of you. And now you want access to food. Way ahead of you. And now the main mission around here, stockpile as much food as possible. What do you mean we're not stockpiling food? Well, this needs to be changed right now. So our whole mission here is to stockpile 40,000 units of food to survive the oncoming whiteout. The whiteout comes in 82 weeks. If this were Frostpunk 1, that would be an eternity. Also, thanks a bunch, Shifty Theory. 'Tis appreciated. America has been erased. Ah, man. Let's not get our hopes up, shall we? Was there really much talk about what the Americans were up to in the great lore of this game? Right, so we need to make food. Lots and lots of food. There's some goodies over here. There's some foodies over here. I will be working my way towards, well, all of it. Let's frost break over to there, extract, and move on. I feel like the tutorial here is teaching you there are resources to be had. Exploit them mightily. They're also very limited. You won't find your wall drill stuff here. Well, at least not around here. I think certain levels will have limitless sources of goods, but they'll require big old technologies to get to them. And we will cross that bridge when we get to it, and we will get to it. Yeah, Tesla City in the first game, that could kill your scouts. I wasn't a big fan of those coin flip, you might die, you might not moments, but they were there. I lost a lot of people to bears in one of my runs, as I recall. Still came out on top. So we're going to work our way over and grab the materials here. We've unearthed the food here, but I'm not satisfied with that. I'm going to work over and get yet more food. We have a lot of people that can work, so there's no good reason not to grab as much of this as possible. Make it mine. All the while, the people are down here. Doesn't seem to be a way that I can zoom in further to them, although I'm certain some districts have that. I was certain some of them had it. Maybe not on this level, perhaps on a future one. The driver of that dreadnought of supposedly Winterhome did about as bad a parking job as they did with building the generator. Well, maybe it was just whiteout conditions. We've all been on those skitey roads before. Came off my motorbike in the snow once before. Not fun, but I came off without a scratch. No music, Jake? Yeah, there is no music on this level, I believe. And the music is on. I can crank it up, but there's still Nout playing here. Or is there? Maybe it's just very quiet. So we're breaking our way through to the resources, and I have little reason not to just extract everything there is out there. We've got people registering as sick, probably because of the minor cold that we have. Yeah, cold causes sickness. Hunger from lack of food. Well, I'm working on that, so don't bother me too much, lads. What are they on my case about? We've been here so many times, the soil is depleting. So we're not really building up a city here. These are a bunch of guys that just migrate around, 3,000 or so of them. And they come back here during whiteout times to take shelter. And they're telling me maybe I could tighten some belts or do emergency shifts, but I'm quite confident they'll be able to handle this without drastic measures. They love to lay traps for you, do our friends over at 11-bit. I'll need to get over to these prefabs, no doubt. You do things that sound like they're going to be very useful for you, but it just bites you in the bum down the line. So let's try and tread a good path overall in this. Is there child labor? There are laws that will get the young people working. It's a lot less explicit. I'm not grabbing little Timmy no friends, taking away his teddy bear, pointing him towards the coal mines and telling him to get digging. The enforcers of the law will take care of that, not me. I keep my hands clean. With mods, FB2 will take longer time to stop streaming, says this. Are you sure? Frostpunk 1 took a long time. We'll see how that goes. I want that food. I got the workers. I'm more a little worried about my prefabs not keeping up. Stockpiles looking like they're going to take twice as long as needed to stock up. So. Let's make sure that we have access to those goodies and work our way down for more goodies. There we go. So food is starting to stockpile. Materials are stockpiling. I grabbed materials just so we wouldn't end up in squalor. As I'm often told, squalor is the sign of a successful society. Also, the music, for whatever reason, they don't have music on this level. Or at least not music that I can perceive. Let's keep that down because I know the music reaches high crescendos overall. What difficulty? I already forgot the name of the difficulty setting that I chose. Guess we can check that once we come out of this level. Maybe somebody else remembers. Officer, maybe? Thank you, officer. Is there a mod that allows us to get closer and check the detail? Given the game came out minutes ago, I'm not sure if there's that much in the way of mods ready. Of course, I don't know, do I? Demands for heat are going up and up as I build more districts. Everything you build has certain demands in the city, so this extraction district requires heat and materials. And the more heat you need, the more fuel you need to see to those demands. Since I got my extraction districts up, I really should make sure I get access to the rest of this oil. Although, maybe I could make use of you. That gets me access to this food as well. Alright, get breaking out there. We're good on scraps, we're good on prefabs, let's get moving. Just came in, did I miss anything lore-wise? The old captain, that's me, is very dead, so long live the steward. Hearing Stewart, and we're going to be hearing that name a lot in this game, always irks me because Stewart is a very common name in Scotland. Here we go, let's get some more rich lore. Frostbreaking crew uncovered the frozen remains of a man in tattered uniform. New London Scouts 3rd Platoon. What a lie, my scouts don't die. Maybe you've heard of this New London before and can settle their debate? Looks like... so I'm under the impression that the choices you make along the story mode are going to have far-reaching consequences. So there will be a continuity of New London embracing order or faith. I'll leave it to chance. Meanwhile, we're very slowly stockpiling that food, so I want to get access to everything I can. And then we're going to crank up production and we'll be happy as can be. Happy as little bees. That should be fine. Yeah, I need that food production though. So, food district a go-go. And food district more a go-go. And I certainly want that oil because we're getting a bit chilly out here, aren't we? There we go. That should really be all that I need going. This is really just a tutorial level, so I'm keen to get it done rapidly. Our people are freezing. Exposure, frostbreaking crews suffering casualties to exposure. Please provide more heating. This sounds a lot like what we saw in Frostpunk 1, people coming saying, please heat my homes and feed us and give us medical care. Well, I am quite certain that I will improve things greatly. That heat scarcity is actually getting pretty bad, so I certainly want the, I want these new districts done and done right. Tell you what I will actually do is I will turn down some of these districts so it lowers my requirements on heating. So similar to how we used to balance out where people are going and what is open in Frostpunk 1, you just have these sliders here. I don't recall this being so easy in the vertical slice that we played before, but yeah, you can just assign and deassign people working in places on a much more macro scale. Feels a lot easier to do than in Frostpunk 1, so I do appreciate that. Why are 3 districts the limit? They're not. They're small districts for this prologue level. There will be larger districts later on, and they will expand. Or rather, districts of more tiles. I think 6 ends up being the norm for a lot of them. 6 and 8. Don't think the Wanderers are gonna live. They'll be fine. Look, see, that notable cold is already diminishing. The food is stockpiling. I've given them as much shelter as I care to give them. All will be well. Although, they're not going to be happy at the lack of materials, that's for sure. There we go, get that extraction district going on. That means the oil is surplusing nicely. It'll surplus even more if I get this going here. Hey, everybody is warm. Now let's focus on that food. Relations increase, everybody is happier. Especially me, just in case it's needed. Let's get over to this oil. Not putting too much thought into where I shop over my frost breakers. And let's try not to have people living in too much squalor. Let's get back to grabbing the goods out there. Feels quite odd not having the music though. Hopefully that improves in the second level. Now this won't be good enough because we actually have a limit on the stockpile, a limit that we're very close to hitting, but we are able to build hubs. And the hub will give us more of a stockpile amount that we can reach. I'm going to want 2 hubs if possible. Yeah, there we go, get those down. Here we go. I'm way ahead of you, game. Our stores are almost full. We need more for the whiteout. Very well. So others may live. My knees ache, my fingers are so stiff I can't hold a needle anymore. I won't let my grandchildren starve. Sounds like some of our people want to walk off into the frozen wastes so that they don't need to eat our precious resources, but no, I'm here to save everybody. Why would I not be? Now all we need is a way to turn food into oil. I wonder what kind of stuff we'll get like that for transmuting goods, if at all. You had the charcoal in Frostpunk 1. And then here we go, we've got seals. I can't believe my eyes. We haven't seen them since before the Great Frost. At 47, you would have been younger than 17 during the first Great Coming of Frost. Yeah, I could certainly go and dig out those seals, but my food situation is looking fine as is, at least fine enough as is. I have people that aren't doing too much though, so let's continue to get that fuel being put out. Got 30 years of freezing. Sounds like my time in Northern Europe. But this is okay, we're doing fine on getting the food that we need. See, a lovely, gentle embrace into Frostpunk 2. That said, I did fairly rapidly go for these resources. I wonder how it would be if you played this a wee bit slower. Dragging out all that oil, dragging out these prefabs, or at least they would be if I hadn't disabled this, but I'm out of workers to keep dragging out the prefabs. Worth noting that the temperature continues to drop, and as that does, there's more and more demand for heating from each of your districts, so you need to keep piling on more and more resource grabbing. I suppose that was always the aim of the game in Frostpunk 1 as well, try to outrun the curve of difficulty that comes with the temperature. There's an early playthrough on YouTube from a YouTuber who failed the prologue somehow. It takes all sorts. There we go. So there's a little bit cold and a little bit of lack of shelter, but largely we're here to surplus up that food, and we're going to be a-okay on that front, I'm quite certain. That said, these resources don't last forever. It's not like your hothouses that you put down and they will just chug out forever in Frostpunk 1. Alright, cold is stable at minor. I need to figure out how best to read this thing. If things are just diminishing or already low and stable, that's fine. The problem is when things start growing in problems. And look at that, we've already extracted all the prefabs, so let's just demolish that. You get, I think, a 75% or better rebate on what you put down by demolishing it. Sounds a lot like Frostpunk 1 in that way, and I like that. It's nice that such, it's nice that you can experiment. It's not quite 100% rebate, but it's close enough. How about we go and grab those seals. Not kissed by a rose seals, but something else entirely. I don't have the workers. I suspect some workers are being used to demolish this. Is that actually the case? It is not. Oh, it doesn't take workforce to demolish something. Interesting. Right, people can survive with a bit of squalor, though, because I want to eat those seals. No bonus of having these two districts meet each other. Only -20. I'm assuming the Norwegians are just living normal life, not noticing the world has gone to hell. Well, it's -30 now with -40 around the bend, and the whiteout is coming in 33 weeks. Hopefully the food that I'm making is going to be alright. There's 4.5k remaining here. But we still have these places that are making me loads of food. So no, all is well. All is better than well. It's not half bad. There we go. So many seals to be slaughtered. If we hunt them all, we'll definitely have enough for the whiteout. Fable Kell having some nice ideas for me. Hunt sparingly and we'll have seal forever. What do the seals eat? What do seals eat? Are they omnivorous? I feel like I've seen seals eat small fish. Actually, yes, I certainly have. I've been to SeaWorld. I'm pretty sure I've fed fish to seals. I'm not strong on the animal kingdom, but I won't doubt my memory on that part. Just about have all the food. We're way ahead of time. This one will be down and out in no time. Just keeping the furnace lit, says Tyrion. Why, thank you. So, Jake, it's nearly 5 years since going full-time. You're back playing Frostpunk. Seems like a perfect day to ask. Do you have any reflections in the past 5 years? No. I have thought about doing one of those, you know, oh, it's been so long. Let's talk about everything that's happened in the past 5 or 10 years. And it didn't happen, so I guess I'll save it for the 11th year of streaming. It's a very nebulous question when I started doing all this. It's easier to point at when I went full-time, but frankly, full-time is just part of the story. The other part is when I started the streaming. I don't do a lot of meta content like that, though, so it doesn't come naturally. But it likely will. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy bloody peasy. So all the stockpiles are full. I suspect we don't need much more food. I certainly hope we don't need much more food. On the whole, the situation is stable. We have some people that don't get to live in a home, but that's their problem, not mine. And I imagine we just wait out the rest of the time until the whiteout hits and all is well. Yeah, people love the surveys, but I need a good reason to do them. I don't like just doing that for the sake of doing it, especially since it bothers people. As in, I feel like I'm bothering people. That's never a feeling I like. What are the blinking circles in the bottom right? I think these are trying to tell me to do things like constructing hubs and whatnot. Probably because I didn't click on the buttons, I used the hotkeys. But yeah, there's hub building, there's district building, and there's frost breaking. Although, you know, I've come a long way. These days I use hotkeys. Once upon a time, I never hotkeyed my way through life. No, this is not labelled Winterhome. It's just the Dreadnought wreck. There we go. I got these useless people everything they need, and they'll easily survive this whiteout. Oh, this whiteout of -90. It's like we really are back in New London. We didn't have to slaughter all the seals, and we didn't have to send the old people marching out. But that was simply the prologue, just there to explain gameplay mechanics that we already learned in the vertical slice. So let's go and play a real game, shall we? The whiteout hit the camp, the wanderers are ready, and everyone was thankful that we acted. Who's this we business? I acted fast. I gathered the food. I am the miracle. God, it's like dealing with Toga Boy again. Alright, let's get an actual city off the ground, shall we? Coal is running out. My beloved New London. I spent so long fostering this place. And now I'm dead. Okay, well, that was fast. As I weakened, there were growing divisions. New London is suffering consequences as steward. And now in charge. But I must prove myself. Okay, I will do my utmost. Overcrowded city. It's low on resources. Apparently it's a warmer year, so let's get everything on track. Let's get to work. Couldn't we have said, let's get back to work? So, what do we have to work with here? This is the actual game, not the prologue. Quick glance at what we have available without needing to plow out with frost breaking. Got some good sheltered area here for building up housing. We've got access to prefabs. We're going to need quite a lot of prefabs. Materials are here, food is here, more food is here. But we need more than that. We need coal, because we apparently have no coal. The generator appears to be off. That strikes me as a significant problem. To the point where some kid's making snow angels on the ground next to the generator. Alright, don't worry, old Berta, we'll get you fixed right up. Otherwise, the layout shows what exactly? There's an exit point over there. Not sure what the actual term is, but where we send our scouting teams out. There's one there and there as well. As I learned from the vertical slice, that's actually relevant in the Frostlands. Wish I knew which way was north. This is clearly wrong. The kids should be inside the generator. Yeah, use the residual warmth to your benefit. Okay, well, first and foremost, we got to get that coal. So let's go and frost break our way over to said coal. Yeah, I'm gonna want pretty much all of that, right? So, gimme. Something feels wrong about the layout for this. The shape at which we frost break is surely going to be relevant. I want to break this out over in this direction for the prefabs as well, so I'm fine with frost breaking that. It's probably a lot of early frost breaking I want to do. I think planning is going to be a big part in this. Then again, there might be such thing as too much of this. Nah, more is more. Get me all of that freed up. Otherwise, the food is here, the materials are here. I shouldn't have too much of a bad time getting access to these. He's a thinking. I'm also certainly going to want better access for this for my housing. I'm just going to rather generously frost break my way out of here. Yeah, there we go. Get to work on that. And we actually have a significant shelter shortage, which is causing horrible amounts of cold, so I'm going to fix that immediately. Housing districts are going down. We know this area is sheltered from the wind. So down you go with, yeah, significantly larger housing districts this time. It's not 3 anymore. It's going out in the size of 6. So build those up and build up more of it as well. This is where you get the nice synergies here, though. See, these get the bonus from being in this secluded area, but also they huddle together, giving them both a mutual 40 boost on heat, which should make them pretty damn good in -20. Anyway, I also need one more bit of this to slam down, so I will just put you out over there. Hope you don't mind. Nice and simple start. Although, I have the workforce, I have the heat stamps, I have the prefabs, we're going to extract even more. I want all these prefabs. I also want you together with the coal places. I'll wait a bit. I'll see if I can get some nice synergy with them. I have food. The food is good for another 54 weeks. Okay, well, you know what? That's not good enough for me. We need more food. Slam you down. Trying to think how these two can work together, but if I slam you down something like that... Yeah, I'm greedy. I'm going for everything quickly. Will this greed backfire? Surely not. But I have people that aren't working, and I'm certainly not okay with that. Yeah, there are a few infinite resource nodes. Train driver guy points that out. You can see a little infinite sign here. On, what are you exactly? Fertile soil. There's apparently deep fertile soil when I have deep melting drilling available. which we absolutely do not have access to. Research Institute, Council Hall. I'd like to build up a Council Hall, but let's actually wait for the game to prompt us to do that. God, there's already quite a bit of tension that I need to deal with around here. This whole place needs a back massage. Better get the Frostbreaking done early so you don't got to worry about the workforce. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but Frostbreaking also costs heat stamps, which as you can tell are quite limited, and they are still needed for making the districts. So let's get that extraction done. Am I going to be alright with just one of these? Actually, if I build you over here quite a bit, I might be able to mix you together with these. Yeah, maybe. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Could actually stand to expand both of you, huh? There we go, that's what I'm looking for. So 2 extraction districts adjacent to each other should both benefit from some mutual heat gain. Let's do that. Probably going to be a lot more of that in the game that plays out heavily, because that's a big bonus. A flat -20 to heat demand for a demand that's currently 70. Those numbers feel large. Yeah, fiat currency, heat stamps. I'm really glad they broke it away from everything costing heat stamps, though, to actually prefabs being a consideration. Stellaris did a similar thing. Once upon a time, Stellaris was only galactic credits, I think, and they had to split minerals from that. I think that's what happened, though. It's been a long, long time. And also, that might not be public knowledge. No, I'm sure it's fine. What is a prefab? A prefabricated bit of building material. Alright, can we get that generator back on, please? Get those districts built up. People are freezing their Betty Swallocks off, so I'm going to continue expanding this while the going is good. Although there's also this lovely area that I could be using. 1, 2, 3, and then build out... He's contemplating. Build out like so. Yeah, look at those prefabs running dry already. I might have to go begging to my friends here. We've got the New Londoners, the Faith Keepers, and the Frostlands. Ah, Faith Keepers! That must be the decision that we made earlier. That's what I'll choose to believe. Also, now that we actually have music in the game, do alert me if it ends up getting too loud. I can always reduce it. It was weird not to have music in the first level and have it here. Is there something preventing one making a big snake-like district? Nope. We could make a housing district that goes like this. Hold on, we can get snakier than that. This. And maybe you'd even want that if you wanted adjacent to other housing districts or hubs and whatnot. But these are strategies that I don't know inside and out. The music is actually pretty quiet, says Andari's. Good, I like things quiet. The music could be a touch louder, right? If that's what the council demands, I will bump it up ever so slightly. But I always err on the side of quieter music in my games. Alright, there we go. We've got our extraction. Let's get that generator on. Heavens knows it's long overdue. Good work, steward. We've secured a new coal deposit. The last vein in New London. Just when we thought all of those coal thumpers were infinite, they are in fact not. We'll need to improve our mining, use it efficiently. The city's communities are voicing different ideas. Since when did I allow other people's ideas in here? Let's erect a city hall so that they can actually give those to us. I'm going to want a research institute as well. As we've learnt, research institutes need to go on enlarged.
The steward all your adoring letters and will answer personally in due time.
I will. Okay, if you say so. Yeah, we're going to need to expand one of our housing districts so that we can put down a research institute. think I'll expand this one so I can maybe get cozy with the food district. Not sure there's enough space for that though, because I could expand it out. I think the expansion is 3 slots, right? Might have made a boo-boo here. Should have expanded you out in that direction a touch. Oh, well, it's of minimal concern. I will expand you though. Let's go, go, go. The heat situation seems like it's taken care of. I need to get those goods cranked out. I shouldn't be dragging my heels here. Let's get building up. Faith Keepers are... Stop calling me Stuart. It's Steward, ends in a D. The Frostlanders and the New Londoners are fairly large communities.
We are calling you, Stuart.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind giving me some gibs. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to want to extract a bunch of resources here. Hey, can I mix these? No, you can't mix the goods that you extract. Interesting. I could make you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get you around over like this so that these can all mix together quite happily. But I want these raw goods, or raw materials rather, so I can make an industrial district. If you're going to be, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then I will want something like that. Surely we can do better than that. That seems fine. The squalor won't build up, but I also won't get the heat unless 3 areas are adjacent, so I think that's fine. I just want to get I want to get goods flowing, because lack of goods causes crime, and more goods cause more heat stamps. And you better believe I want heat stamps. Yeah, if we zoom more on the city, we will see the automatons. Anybody spy any of them? This is not my forte. Oh, we can get a zoom in here. It's nice. I do miss individual people with their individual names, but I appreciate at the scale of 8,000 people, that's not reasonable. Already with the slums. Needs must. People gotta live somewhere. If you don't build slums, they will simply make them. Certainly learned that playing Tropico 3 back in the day. Alright, locals gather for laws.
Stuart,
Do you hear us, Stuart?
My name's not Stuart. Anticipation fills the air, the council opens. The captain ruled with a firm hand. You bet I did. Those times died with him. Oh, okay. The communities of the city want their say. Faith keepers. Strong opinion on everything. Godly society on progress, equality, and... oh, God, no. New Londoners and Frostlanders clash over the survival strategy. Alright, let's open things up. There's a motion of confidence first? Okay, be careful. If you fail this, it'll be the end of your rule, because there's a special vote on accepting me as leader. I'm sure I'll be fine. I wonder if you can lose this. Feels like one of those story votes, but, you know, surely everybody loves me.
Proposed law has been approved.
Well, that actually feels a little tight. There's going to be a lot of tight laws, if it's anything like the vertical slice we played before, but good, good. They all believe I'm making a good enough job. All 54 of them.
Note, a new rule enters into force.
New rule. I mean, the rule is I continue to rule, and that's my kind of rule. You can 100% lose the first vote, says Puppet on Star. How do you have to rule this place to lose that? Maybe you can just get a really bad roll on it? God knows. Right, cold is notable but diminishing. That's excellent news for me. Ugh. Alright, so we've got children. It's ugly enough to be a British child. You gave us hope back. Thanks to you, our child may yet have a future ahead of her. Okay. Lily May. Right, have we done that expansion yet? I really want my research institute. We got to research new ideas, new buildings, new ways to rule. The food production is only just better than expected. The goods production is insufficient. That shelter could end up being a problem, but the big thing I really want to do is go and explore. If there's one thing I learned from playing the first Frostpunk game, is that you just can't have too much from the Frostlands. They have almost infinite returns on investment. So let's frost break our way over to just generally not being here. It's going to need to expand further out than that. Hopefully I can get all the way up this thing. Also got access for more extraction here as and when needed. Costs though. Costs heat stamps to keep extracting out there. Stands to reason. I'm asking people to do all this stuff for me. Not everybody wants to do stuff for me for some reason. Yeah, given the passage of time, it's not unreasonable to think that we Lily could be working those mines real soon. Jinx, she'll be about 10 by the time the coal runs out at current rate. And I'm sure the rate is going to get worse. Look at that, colder season is on its way. And then even colder season and a bit of respite. That's going to take, looks like 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I'm once again asking for financial support from the Frostlanders. Council is going to be up in 7 weeks now. As I recall from playing this before, this button always eluded me. So if I have an available law and I'm not noticing it, scream at me in chat, because we're just leaving that money on the counter, aren't we? Hey, there we go. Let's get those noggins going. Yeah. Small crowd gathers outside the Research Institute, arguing. Of course they're arguing. Faith Keepers and New Londoners want us to lean on machine-powered mining. Frostlanders want us to do more frugal things. Communities of New London have different perspectives. You may not... No, I won't be able to please everyone, that's for sure. Yes, ideas. I will do just that. So, we remember this massive flashbang of a screen from the vertical slice that we played before, but it was very limited. A lot of things said not available on this build. Looks like we've got the whole shebang. Reminds me a lot of the laws list that we saw in Frostpunk 1. Have you seen the trains that are on the main roads yet? It would appear that I did not. No, there's not a heat map mode, because heat doesn't work that way in this game. It's not about building heating zones anymore. There's heat demand, and how much of that you fulfill. I think the implication is I first need to deal with how we deal with the coal extraction. Mining operation, residue coal, dust sucked up and compressed into briquettes. Low material demand, low disease increase. 150 coal output. This isn't something you just research and happens, it's something you research and build. This thing has to be constructed, and these are the costs. 80 heat stamps, 40 prefabs. Although for lower work and much more material demand, we can have blasting coal mine. I'm keen on keeping material demand low, given that we need that for making goods, and that feels very finite right now. Disease will simply strengthen our people. So I think the Frostlanders, who have kept me alive in many a Frostpunk 1 run, are going to be the forerunner here. We'll give them 50 heat stamps out of Caesar's coffers to research the idea. Not happy on the increased workforce requirement. It feels like there are a lot of different linchpins, right? You need workforces, you need your heat stamps, you need your prefabs. You also need time. Anyway, get it done. Give me my coal bricks or whatever. Increased by notable cold and notable disease. Oh, but the cold is growing. I didn't agree to that. We do need more heat coming in here, or else we're going to have people dying on us. It's because I built all of these additional places without actually getting more coal on the go. And I really only have this one coal extraction place, don't I? So we need more of that coal. How are we going to get more of that coal? Well, we're going to drag ourselves out there and get it. That growing cold is actually severely problematic. I'm contemplating turning some things down just to offset that a bit, especially knowing that we have lots of materials right now. Because these things have heat demand, and I really can't be doing with more cold right now. The food situation is also passable, so I'm going to turn this stuff right the way down, just so heat is not quite so bad. There we go, it's diminishing now. Let's get the extraction done first then, shall we? Although, heat stamps are needed. Extraction district costs me 40 heat stamps to get this thing going, and then on top of that I'm going to be doing my special little furnace-y thing. The prefabs are actually coming on nicely. However, it doesn't cost any heat to get this thing going because we've got it nicely jammed between other warm things, so it'll be okay. Captain, just scream at the researchers, they'll get it done in a day. See, that's what the old captain would do, but now that my name is Stuart, that doesn't go so well, does it? 10 weeks until they get that thing researched. Bring us closer to everything being colder. Get that frost broken. I don't like the idea of my economy slowing down just because I'm trying to let people not die. Deaths at this kind of macro scale are surely not significant. Right, I'm going to just extract all of this. Bada bing, bada boom. I think lumping it all inside one district doesn't give you faster output, but it certainly gives you more to work with, so I can leave this thing running for a long time and hopefully be okay. There's another thought that if I lump it together with this other place, they'll be able to keep each other warm. But I'm not made of heat stamps, and I really want to get over here to explore the Frostlands. Well, you know what? I could be made of heat stamps. The new Londoners, I feel like they owe me something. Yes, they certainly do. Give me those funds, I need them. Gotta know when to squeeze people. It's like asking people very nicely to play some Nancy Drew. All frost breaking costs the same, no matter how much you're frost breaking, so might as well get the whole lot. Actually, might as well get a little closer to the food outposts, just in case it's necessary. Or Mario. I don't know, there's a certain Swedish train driver who's still holding out on that Mario. So far, though, nobody's dying, which is a good sign. Population rising as well. I guess I'm just too damn good a steward. I'm also planning on... Well, you know, I could always make some promises, right? Couldn't hurt to check. What kind of promises are these people looking for? Research machine-centric shifts. Pass a city development effort. Main districts produce a small amount of prefabs. You know, that could be nice. I do like getting additional prefabs. Pass chemical additives. Disease marginally increased, but food production efficiency increased. Okay, I don't think you have to do any of these promises just yet. We can always come back and do it. But the way I see it, if I'm going to be passing laws and things, I might as well do things that I've promised them. It's all about making yourself look good. Evening prayers to raise trust. Trust won't be a problem. What kind of promises do these faith keepers want out of me? Research, research, and research. Well, we don't really have the leeway to be doing any researching for people. And I'm not willing to give them agendas, because if you give them agendas, they will decide what gets voted on, and it might not even be something you want to waste your time with. Expedition support. Foraged additives. Citizens provide some food. You know what? It wouldn't be one of my runs if we weren't shoving sawdust into everything, so... How about we do some lovely chemical additives. Keep people nice and strong. Mostly I just wanted to improve my relations with the new Londoners, given that I just squeezed them for what they want. We don't need chemical additives. Listen, Dominic Pollard, I am the one who decides what you need. You need only agree with me. Alright, good. We got ourselves over to here. I want a logistics district set up over here, no matter the cost. The sooner we check out the Frostland, the happier I will be. And surely that's what everybody wants in life. Me being happy. It's a good sign that we're putting pretty much the whole population to work. A few more of them are going to go out on their extraction job. I don't know if it already... Oh. No, council's almost ready. I wish this thing really popped out at me. In Frostpunk 1, it was very obvious that you had laws at the ready, and even more obvious when you had scouting teams returning. There we go, the extraction district is ready. When I can, I'm going to shove down the big coal briquette making thing. Should also be a bit concerned about the cold situation, but we'll deal with it. The materials of mine are going away rapidly. But now that the coal situation is better, I can actually get back to producing goods. It costs goods to produce goods, which is a bit, yeah. It's law time. Yeah, there we go. See, this does not feel like it's going, boom, here, pass a law. No big crunching noise, just, Okay, what did I promise we would do? I promised we would put sawdust in the food. And would you look at that? I really want it. So there's no chance that this is going to fail. There's already a majority that are supporting it. The disease, not a problem. I want that food production. Although I don't know if that actually boosts the amount of food extracted or the amount of food simply produced. Hopefully it's the latter. No need to negotiate. I'm tolerated. Oh yeah, man, they're not the biggest fan of me around here, are they? But now that I keep my word, surely they'll believe in me. Sadly, you agree to pass the law, or you promise to pass the law. You don't promise to hold the debate.
The proposed law has been approved.
There we go. Delighted that you kept your word. They look upon your rule more positively, and I'm a leader with integrity. Don't you forget that. 10 more weeks and we'll have another one.
Take note. A new rule enters into...
Working our way on those coal mines. Wish these flashing exclamation marks would go away, though. It's like, yes, I know I can construct buildings. We already have. Maybe it's because there's a tutorial. Can I just mark all these as red? Yeah, mark all as red. Mark all as red? Okay, it did. Are they going to go away now? No. Okay, well, never mind then. Can chat vote through the Twitch integration? That does exist. I'm not using it here, though. I want to have a playing it straight run through the game before I start dealing with any gimmicks like that. Might be cool. Certainly haven't tried it. Maybe we're eating chemicals, but at least we're eating. You're damn right. Let's see if we can get a number on that. Base output, da-da-da-da-da. So I have no idea if that's actually taking from the deposit or enhancing it. You'd think it's enhancing it, but I do not entirely know. Such relief to have you back on. Oh, you're talking to the generator, not me. Thank you, Deacon Grace. Oh, holy generator, provider and sustainer. Oh god, we need to chuck these loonies in the bin. Letting the plebes have a say. The captain wouldn't have stood for this. So such a thing does exist. Do we get to see the laws here somewhere? Ah, here we go. Explore the laws. There's survival, there's a city, there's society, but there's also rule. Captain's authority. I wouldn't mind getting my captain's hat back, but maybe save that for later. I'm trying to be a nice guy here. Although, you know, some lovely guards or even a well-regimed militia couldn't go amiss. Never know what threats lie out in the Frostland. Could be some Unholds, or some Alps, or some Hexen, or some Webnachts. Gotta be ready for anything. Tension is going away. People are afraid of running out of coal. Come on, I'm actively stockpiling coal. Not dealing with the goods requirement quite as well as I'd hoped. Oh, that's because you're making prefabs, jeez. Don't make prefabs, make me goods. Don't know why it defaulted to prefabs. Explains why I'm drowning in prefabs. Yeah, House Eisenstein's unguarded caravans could attack us at any moment. Does the UI have to be so white, says Z Orlando. A good question. Why don't we answer it with UI dark mode. Forced dark mode. Now it can be darker. Of course, the whole game is still very light. I wonder if that also applies to the other screens. Oh no, this is still extremely bright. This thing was always that color. The laws... feels like it got a bit darker. But yeah, game is extremely bright, and I feel all the more vindicated for keeping my monitor on 2% brightness. That said, I'll keep it on default right now because I want to explore the game in its default state. So I'm not turning on extreme mode or doing all the fancy integrations just yet. Maybe it requires a no, you saw from the get-go that it actually made the top UI nice and black. Right, what was it just saying? I think it said that the Frostland is available to me now. We have 15 explorers on this tiny little number up here. This is another thing that doesn't pop out very well, but I'll talk about that later. Makeshift shelters for overpopulation. We can bring in 2,000 new Londoners. The way I see it, more people, more taxes, more economic output. So more people is just always better. Before that, though, what can we do? We can explore here for prefabs, cores, and Frostland dwellers. Here it's just dwellers. The Gorge is dangerous. The Highlands are dangerous. The Bay or the Foothills? This area had an old coal mine. Maybe there's leftover coal. Imperial Exploration Company hastily dismantled. Piers still stick out the ice. Alright. They're both the same amount of time to chart, so get the Frozen Bay. Feels like it might unlock more areas. And let's go and bring these new Londoners back in. How long that takes, I do not know, but I certainly know these people are going to need housing. And I'll be ready for them. No, I won't. I don't have the workforce for it. But I want the workforce for it. How much did it say? 200. There we go. Not having people in housing really sucks for them, so let's try not to have it suck for them. Let's have these two districts cuddle together so that they both get a nice boost in heat. Yeah, this little sheltered area is great for heat maxing, so I take it all. I'll even have you switch out here so that this is another excellent place for housing since it's between food and more housing. But that should suffice for now. Thinking about it, the current demand is 120. If we're going to increase things by about a quarter, things are going to increase by a quarter of 120. That's an incalculable amount of people. Perhaps the clever thing to do is to make another other housing district. We'll wait till they're back. Run the numbers then. I know, Tamaga, I'm always at the ready with some viewer reduction strats if needed. But things are running alright for now. Okay, things are chopping along. We did get the population. We did get a staggering amount of population needs in terms of housing. But this is good. This will let this district get warmer. Let you get warmer. No, because it's only adjacent to 2 of you, so it's not so important for you. It's much more important for you. So somebody was asking earlier about making snaky districts. This snaky district is good because this housing district will get a warmth bonus. This food district will get a warmth bonus, and this one in the middle gets the double warmth bonus. Snaky Jake wins out again. And of course we can still expand our districts a little bit. It's going to take another 3 tiles though. Definitely a lot of foreplanning needed, I think, if we are going to be extreming this. And in due time, I do expect to be extreming this. I absolutely need more food. But food access is a little dire, so I think once we do the research on the coal mine, we're going to research something like hot housing to get some more food out. Look at that, this food that I have is only going to last another year. And, oh well, we got it done. Assigned research, increased relations. I'm glad you're happy, Frostlander. Someone has to be. We'll get that extraction slumped right down, but where? Since it's just extraction, it doesn't magically make coal. We need to put it down somewhere that has loads of coal available. What's the easiest way to check this? That shows extraction amount, but I'm interested in the amount that there is. Guess I need to click on them for that then. So there's 104,000 to be had here. Those are prefabs. We don't care so much about that. And this is the big one. 300,000 coal to be had. So absolutely get me... What's the hotkey for this? N? That's much too far away. I'll just click the button. Get dust coal mining done over here. That will severely pump out more coal for us. Not that we're struggling on coal, but as it gets colder, we will. But yeah, now I really want to get going with that food, don't I? Although there are a lot of things I'd like around here. It's got to be hothouses, though. Bio-waste hothouse, chemical hothouse. Increased squalor, increased disease. We already have a bit of a disease issue. But it's the bio-waste that gives us the good food. I wonder what I can do to deal with sickness. It's absent and stable, it's not a big deal. Can we get the Frostlanders, Jake? I want to see the Iceborn. Maybe we can make a wee promise for them. They have desires, but they're not things that I want to do right now. I need to pass something to keep the kids busy, otherwise they're going to shank each other. We saw that in the vertical slice. Yeah, I was hoping one of them would say something like, please make us a hothouse with XYZ in it. Equal pay, maintenance, dutiful youth. I'd need to research it to pass it. Crime is decreased, active workers increase. You know, that does sound really good to me. But I won't promise that just yet. I need to get on the food first. And New Londoners... Yeah, they want a bunch of things, not stuff that I'm currently interested in doing. I really want that food production boosted, so let's research bio-wastage. The next law, I suspect, is going to be... societal? Yeah, childhood, keep those kids busy. Mandatory school? Oh, that lowers my money. That sounds unacceptable. Although the research speed would be appreciated. Active workers sounds better. No downsides. I can always put workers to work. The Faith Keepers want that, though. And I don't... well, I suppose the Faith Keepers butter my bread currently, so... let's keep them sweet. The food is still turned off. You mean this food? Yeah, I turned this off to save on the coal. I suppose I can turn it back on. I have the spare workforce now. I also turned down my extraction of goods. Let's change that around, because this stuff is in decline. It's in free fall, actually. We need more goods. Goods needed. Prefabs still remain there, so we need to frost break our way out. Unfortunately, that requires workers that I don't really have. How are we going to do this? I think this is a great hub location. So I'd have you guys cuddle together like so. Can I go out and get all of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not good enough. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to be ready for it all. There we go. Make our way out. Get the goods. Although actual goods production... always want more goods. Goods are good. Gotta keep the crime down, keep the heat stamps flowing. Jake's economic priorities are all confused in Frostpunk 2 because there's no wood. You're not wrong. How I miss my beloved wood. Ah, look. We've had 5 Frostland teams available and I didn't even notice. If this were Frostpunk 1, I'd have this massive glowing red thing going BAM, telling me that my Frostland teams are available. Unfortunately, there's not much for them to do. We need to explore the frozen bay first, so I guess those workers are just dead to rights currently. What I could do, with that in mind, is actually lower this. Lowers all my demands, and since I'm not using those Frostland teams anyway, we'll be okay. Can't lower it anymore, or else the other teams will probably cease function. Probably. Your coal is plummeting. I wouldn't call -2 plummeting. Don't worry about it, though. We are currently erecting the coal brick machine. And people will be building all their houses out of coal bricks. What I'm more concerned about is the cold is growing because I don't have those houses yet. Hurry up and build them, please. 11 sick people have returned to work. Damn right. A lack of common rules among our people can lead to trouble. Debating future concerns. The coal is running out. Explore the Frostlands. Yeah, I'm working on it. Build a logistics bay. Find a permanent source of fuel. Very well. Shelter needs are being met rather nicely. Keep on working hard, folks. I expect the best of you. Because you seem to expect the everything of me. Lack of workers is a problem. I'm looking forward to passing that law to have more workers available, because this is just insufficient. Feels like you're always short on something, though. I might have to just cope with the idea of squalor due to lack of goods, but we are going to have a big deficit of goods. Ooh, crivens. Well, that's going to cause squalor.
Some chemical food additives are highly flammable. Arrange cupboards carefully.
Oh, it's all coming back to me. If they'd reached out, I would have happily done the voiceovers for that, but probably not the level of maniacal that 11-bit are looking for in the game. What happens to a district after you extract all the resources? You can tear down the district and get back about 75% or so of the resources it costs to build it. Here's such a thing. Demolish this district to get 120 prefabs and 38 heat stamps back. That's an extraction district, and an extraction district costs 40 heat stamps and 150 prefabs, so that is 80% rebate. Pretty good. Even more rebate than Frostpunk 1. That or I suck at rounding. The husband wants me to give you all his money. No, not all his money. All his best, says Worm. Huh. Can't it be both? He's happy to hear you. Well, welcome, Mr. Worm. I'm where I need to be. Cup of gasoline has a lot of calories. Yeah, we learned that playing DDR. Which, by the way, is back on the menu. We'll have DDR again this week. Don't know who it'll be tomorrow. I imagine tomorrow will just be more Frostpunk. But just as the children hunger for the mines, I hunger for more DDR. I want to set up a hub here, and I want to get another extraction district down, but lack of workforce is a growing problem. Nice thing is that this extraction district is pumping out huge amounts of coal, so I could actually quite happily turn this one down, but this one doesn't cost any heat, so it should just be something that I keep going anyway. It's all a balancing act. Soon we'll have much better output from the food district. Yeah, I just had a thought, something I want to explore. See, this place has no heat demand because it's insulated well enough. If I turn this thing completely off, do you still get that heat? No, you don't. Everything needs to be working at least a little bit to give the bonus. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So I can actually turn this thing way down so it doesn't need any heat. Still produces a little food, but it frees up a lot of workers. And those workers need to go to an extraction district and get me more raw materials, because squalor is right around the corner for us if we don't deal with that problem. I have more prefabs than I need currently, so I'm going to turn down prefab production. Oh, but it doesn't cost heat to do. No, I got to keep that going whilst the heat demands are nice and low. And I already turned down this food production. How can I spare some bleeding workers? You, of course. Sorry, food demands, but my demands for not squalor are higher. So. Let's get this going. Let's have you hug together so that you both get a bonus from lovely warmth. That works pretty well. And on top of that, I could put a hub in here, couldn't I? Needs workforce. Needs heat stamps and prefabs. Stockpile capacity, stockpile, workforce demands in extraction is reduced. And industrial, huh? Extraction and industrial. Stockpile capacity for coal and oil goods. Probably the coal that I want to stockpile better currently, right? We're building up almost too much of it. So I think I put a fuel stockpile depot here to give a reduction in overall worker usage, which needs yet more reduction of workers. But I think a big trick to this game is going to be... Tell me that isn't... oh, I don't think it's frost broken. This little bit here in the middle here actually needs to be broken through. Is that true? Well, frost breaking ain't free. But we're going to do it anyway, because I have firm belief in this. There we go. Yeah, I think it's full cost even when it's just one, right? Frost breaking's 200 workforce and 30 heat stamps. Yeah, 30 heat stamps for 1 square. I do believe this will pay off, though. I do think the trick to getting good at this on Extreme is knowing how and where to put your hubs. Hey Jake, what is your current opinion on Frostpunk 2 so far? It's way too early to say. However, I like what I see so far. I think there was a lot of negative reaction about this game being very different from Frostpunk 1, and that's fair. But at this point I'm kind of happy to have something that plays out a bit differently. Especially since I played Frostpunk 1 to death, so if it was just essentially the same gameplay but with some added fluff, I'd be thinking, ugh, I could have had a mod for this. It's Law O'Clock. Thank you for yelling at me because, like I said, it doesn't pop out at all. I think I said this during the vertical slices as well. I would have no clue that this thing is ready. That tiny, tiny little icon is not enough to alert me that the laws are available. There was a massive button for it that crunched when a law was available on Frostpunk 1. And I miss it. So yeah, I don't think I want to pass any laws for these fools. Although if they're open to having... Wasn't I thinking about Dutiful Youth? Oh, that's a research thing. I'm not so keen on doing research as well for them. Yeah, nah, sod all that. The law that we're going to be passing is absolutely keeping those kids in check, because in the vertical slice they all started shanking each other. Family apprenticeship, I want those active workers increased. We're currently already suffering a drought of workers. The Faith Keepers believe in it. And it looks like overall, despite the large amount of hesitation on the matter, we already have a majority that are largely behind it. I'm sure we'll be okay. I'm accepted. Come on now. I've done so much for you already and it's only accepted. Alright, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Hey!
Have it!
You're damn right. Alright, that should keep the kids busy right now. Apprenticing. And if I recall well, yeah, we can actually look at individuals around here. Although there are no individuals available. Maybe you have to wait until council is in session to actually see the people. Click on a delegate to view their profile. It's just showing this. Maybe I have to wait until court is in session. Frostlanders, Faith Keepers, New London. I don't like the sound of those Faith Keepers. I hope I can break their back at some point.
Attention, citizens. A new law is in effect.
Damn right, it's in effect. Alright, so that actually boosts my available workforce, allowing me to slam people straight back into the extraction districts where I pulled them from to get my hubs and my further extraction going. And I didn't actually make the hub. Now I will. So this took me a wee bit to figure out. I thought every glowing stick that you saw there reduces it by 10%, so this would be a 30% reduction, but it's not. It's just two 10% reductions. Even so, that's pretty good. 600 people work here, so reducing it by 60 twice is essentially a worker rebate on what this thing costs. So let us slam you down there. And if I were to get even more places within 2 tiles of it, well, that would be even better. Thinking of it, that could be there, there, and there if I were to expand you. Imagine the possibilities. You know what, I'm going to do it. Absolutely going to expand my goods production. So, we've actually conquered the cold. Shelter is looking good. Our food is not stockpiling. We're actually in a deficit of food, and we're in a massive materials deficit, but I'm working on both those things currently. 120 people freed, but the stockpile cost 100 people, so net profit of 20, precisely. And we got our hothouse. Excellent. Then let's get that thing built big time. Can I build it directly from here? No, that feels a little sad, but okay. Food, bio-waste. There should be plenty of food to be had extracted here anyway, right? Yeah, yes, 600 weeks of food. Well, we're going to slam our way through that faster because this thing is getting sped up. And, wrong thing. N for buildings. Oh, wait. Yet more workforce needed. Ho hum. Alright, I will keep you turned down then, but you better believe you're getting bio-wasting. Disease is minor, but stable. This will increase it yet more, won't it? I think that was the downside of the bio-waste hothouse. But now we can look towards researching something new. But I'm a little hard on the cash. The fiat is running a little low. Could the Faith Keepers help me out a touch? They would raise me 79 heat stamps. That's really not much.
Steward?
And I already punched the Frostlanders for money. What about my good friends, the New Londoners? No, they've already been punched too much as well. Well, phooey. We make 15 heat stamps a week, and I need more. I guess I will be punching my good friendly Faith Keepers. Maybe I can make a promise to make everything feel better for them. I should actually think about what I even want to research here. So what problems do we have that we need to fix right now? Insulation, better coal mining. I'd really like to get better stuff done out in the Frostlands, because I'm a big believer in frost landing. Logistic bays give a massive boost to Frostland team output, 20, and our flat base is 15. Automated is lower in workforce, but surely it's all about cranking out as many of these as possible. So I want the Vanguard Logistics Bay. Nobody else really believes in it. So I'm going to punch the Faith Keepers for Dosh. No way am I granting agenda. Maybe in desperate times I will have to grant agendas, but I think I should avoid it whenever possible. Because they might try to put through a law that just changes an existing law. And that's a big difference from putting out a new law. So generally, no common rules is the worst. Anything other than that is usually better. Mass-produced is good. Durable is good. They're both going to be better based on what you're going for. But if you pass durable goods and then give out an agenda, they might go for the opposite one, and then you're wasting a law just going back and forth on something. So agendas, I think, are a bit of a trap. You might get lucky and they try and pass a law that you want anyway.
Steward?
And I am very lucky, but I'm still punching them in the face. Give me your money. 5 of them leave and relations fall, all because I took their bleeding money. Look, the money is going to a good place. We're getting those logistic bays. Logistic bays that nobody wants. Oh, well, no, the Frostlanders want it. Ah, my glorious Frostlandy friends. Get on the case. Can't you feel out what they want from the agenda? Maybe. But if I click that button, I'm committed to just giving them the next law. And I don't want to give them the next law. I want to have it. I could really get behind either mass-produced or durable goods. I think it's one of those game mechanics I need to crush out and figure out how it works. You know, figure out if it's worthwhile, but I'm not about to experiment that on my first run here. The goods are very tempting. Demanding... Ooh, heat stamp income per capita. Contagion prevention might be a good idea, actually, given that I keep passing things that make people sick. But if I get cold crushed, that'll surely not be a problem. Disease is significantly decreased, but shelter demand goes up. That's a bit too yin and yang for me. Production efficiency increased and heat stamps per capita increased if people have to pay me for their goods. How is that in any way a bad thing? Anyway, we will eye up which of these seem most likely to go through when it's law o'clock, but it is not law o'clock. Yes, I agree with that, Shifty. Early on, granting agendas seems like a very good idea, but I early on had an idea of what I wanted to pass in the council anyway. Maybe when I don't have that area, it'll be a different story. Look at that, no heat demand because of all the mutual insulation, but that's about to change because it's getting colder. Also, it defaulted to making prefabs again. Don't make prefabs. I build a goods production for goods, damn it. More goods means more heat stamps. And I'm all about more heat stamps. More food. Food is about to go skyrocketing. The materials problem is still a problem.
Well, the frost is here.
Very happy that I increased my fuel production. It'll last for 900 weeks at current temperatures, but temperature is falling soon enough. Jake, Frostland people, yep, thank you for that, because I would not have noticed. Heck, I didn't notice. It really, really needs to scream at you, because these guys are so important. I could have ignored that for dozens of weeks. Let's crank it up to the full 15. We're working on that Vanguard Bay, which we can and will build when it's available. For now, though, what is out there? It unlocked a Desolate Coast. Desolate Coast, that's a sign of oil, if ever I've seen one, and I have been told to go out and find us some oil. But the Frozen Bay contains some things. In a cavern near the bay, there's a disturbing sight. Bodies in sturdy Frostland gear laid side by side, left to freeze. Black oil markings. Ooh, just like the title screen for the game. Machine would surely require a source of fuel. We shall investigate. A community of Frostlanders, eking out a pitiful living of moss and small fish. That doesn't sound so bad. Man, I miss fresh fish living this far inland. Take in the prostitutes or leave them behind. It's only 2,000 of them. Certainly taking you back. More people means more people to tax. And look at this. We can actually subsidize our food income by harvesting all of this and still have 10 people left over to do this. There we go. Start the expedition. Once we finish bringing back these people, we will start harvesting the fish. Yes, the fish. Get right on it. Using moss and fish to survive is something Canadian Shepherd would know a few things about. Gotta keep the scurvy risk down. Alright, very agreeable. Not so happy about the coal going down, but we'll find coal out there. Bring these people back. What am I going to use these people for? I don't know. When one door closes, the Faith Keepers have begun their monthly processions, visiting each door as a symbol of the captain's presence. Aww, they're thinking about me. A select group of Frostlanders refuse to leave their doors open. We aren't getting in their way, we just don't want strangers barging into our homes. The subgroup of the Frostlanders will oppose the decision. We're all one people with nothing to hide. But animal hides for attire. New Londoners and Faith Keepers or Frostlanders will be happy. Or do nothing and nobody's happy. Alright, well, even though I've been a bit chummy with these guys, I'm all about the Frostlanders. They're getting me my Vanguard Bay. So enough with your procession. Captain is deed. I'm calling the shots now. Is that going to cause a splinter group? It did say something about subset. Holy moly, New Londoners 59%. The Frostlanders are looking a bit tiny. If you're so big, would you give me some money? Okay, in 24 weeks they'll give me a lot of money, and I will be sure to take that lots of money. And we brought back the people, lots of workforce available, excellent. Then the rest of us get over here and start harvesting. I want all that moss, I want all that fish. Is the law thingy blinking? I don't know why there's that shiny thing at the top on it. Is it because it wants me to read the tutorial? Mark it as red? Mark it as red? Not sure that mark it as red button actually works, but it's not going away. I want you to bother me when the laws are available, not when they're not. Alright, so food is looking good. Food is looking stockpiled. Amazing. The materials isn't amazing, but a little bit of squalor is surely okay. Most importantly, we get the goods dealt with. God, I wish I could give my people more goods. They really deserve it. Must be something I can do to increase the output of goods. Is there some kind of researchable building for that? You'd think it'd be under resources. Factories. 40 good output from a factory with more disease. How about squalor? Salvage for salvage for disease or mechanical for squalor? The Frostlanders back this, but the Faithkeepers and New Londoners both get behind mechanical stuff. Semi-autonomous machinery producing goods. This requires fewer materials, has lower demand. I think we're going to be back in the Frostlanders. The Frostlanders keep having great ideas. You know, since you're such a top-notch guy, maybe I could promise that that's going to happen. No, they want me to do other things, like expedition support and weather-adjusted shifts. Well, that's not going to be happening, but I am interested in that research. I could speed up research, I think, by putting down another research institute. How much do those things cost, anyway? Research speed is increased. I don't know how much. 400 workforce is a lot, though. I'm not really sure I'm keen on giving them that. Ho-hum. If I were to expand you like so, you'd actually get warmer and you would have more people. So let's get this expanded. I don't like having so many people not met with shelter. Grows the cold after all. You can get fresh fish inland from Fish Pond, Jake. Oh, you mean Balaton? Mud Lake.
Stewart, Stewart.
You can go fishing for Germans in there. Stockpiles. They've ran out. See, I, the glorious captain, stockpiled all these supplies and my people just wasted them. I always said that I was wasted on these people, and damn am I right. We must sign new deposits. The city and us will... Yeah. I've got districts going. We're cranking them out. It's just we're not cranking out enough of them. Crime is growing. Squalor is growing. Cold is growing. Disease is growing. But hunger is absent because I feed my people. You're damn right I do. How's the rain near Balaton? Anyone taken by the waters? It's pretty fierce out here, but I like the rain, so works for me. Prefabs will be all gone in 16 weeks. Stockpiles are actually going to be full quite soon. I think we should slow down. Actually, I've got a lot of people that should be working but are not working. I need more... Yeah, I need more. Certainly some goods to extract if I built over here. It's a bit far out and uninsulated, though. The cold will be growing. That stockpile will not last. I still need that Vanguard Bay. Is it more about the goods? Getting the shelter going, yes. Maybe get the shelter going a bit more. It's those heat stamps that bother me, and perhaps to a lower degree the prefabs bother me. This thing's 200 prefabs. Alright, to that extent, there is a prefab area here. If I do that, everyone gets to stay nice and warm. Don't worry about not being next to this thing. This thing's going to go away in due time. Get some more material, get some more prefabs coming in, rather. Keep people working. That's what I want to do. I don't want to have people hanging around unemployed. This isn't Caesar 3. And get me some of this. I wish I'd broken through to that as well, but I hadn't. I can always expand it later on if I break through for it, but there you go. Keep my people working. And for God's sake, get me some heat stamps.
Don't shield your apprentice from the dangerous aspects of your job. This is how they learn.
Don't they just? Alright, before too long, Vanguard Bay, but the Vanguard Bay is too expensive for me. I need my New Londoner friends to cough up some much needed funds. 20 weeks away, it'll be cold by then. It's law o'clock, thank you! Thank you. God, does it even play a sound effect for that? Nobody wants to allow me to have my guided voting. Or my guard enforcers. What a shame. God, that is a flashbang and a half. I believe I was eyeing up the paid essentials. Production efficiency and heat stamp increase all sounds good. But disease is growing. It's minor and growing. I actually need to handle that or else we're going to have people dying to sickness. Do we tell people to wear a badge that says they're horribly sick and diseased? Or do we increase the shelter demand per capita? Shelter demand not good, because that's actually an impact on workers and it's an impact on everything. Tension can be handled. Although it seems less good. Plus the Faith Keepers would like the quarantine. I think I can handle the pain of the shelter demand. Making people happier seems good, but on the other hand, I don't know. Damn voters not allowing us to arm our personal guard as a way to deal with problems. As a German, I have to object to the badges. Okay, right, and as a Scot, I must oppress the Germans in every breath that comes out of my lungs. Bring out the badges. Now, very good chance that this is going to fail, so perhaps we could bring in our good friends the Frostlanders. As long as they vote for me, I will... Production efficiency. No, I don't like production efficiency. Exploration time. Could enact that law, which is another law that I might want. Expedition support. Can I back all the way out of this? Yeah, I can actually change the proposal. I'm a little curious about what the alternatives are for... where was that thing about... support? Community... funerals... Yeah, where was that thing about doing support? Nebulous. Here it is. Events or research can trigger that. Oh, it was community service. Thank you. There we go. Expedition support. Exploration time? I could get behind that. But I do like the idea of heat stamps per capita going up as well for service exemptions. Volunteer their time outside of work unless they purchase an exemption. I like the idea of people paying me to not have to work. That said, exploration time just seems very good because I'm a big believer in doing the Frostlands. So this seems like a win-win. We're going to get our law through on the infectious badge, and we're later going to pass the, or at least attempt to pass, faster exploration, which works well with the Vanguard Bay that we're about to build. So absolutely, my good friends, the Frostlanders, will have my back, and I will certainly give them that law. And that guarantees passing. Of course, I have to actually pass that law for them, don't I?
The proposed law has been approved.
The system works. Alright, so that should take care of the nasty diseases that we're building up. I don't want my people dying to disease. I don't want people dying at all. My people are my valuable workforce.
Citizens, a new law is in effect.
The sick should just keep away from healthy people. That's obvious. Yeah, why did we need a law for that? Segregation is good for most people. Glad we get that fuel stockpiling. I don't think I needed that extra space, but it's worth it just for the job or the worker reduction. Could do with more shelter though, but that requires prefab. Oh god, prefabs. That's okay. I'm building a place for prefabs. Gonna need them though. Could you go into the council and click on some people there? I forgot about that again. Oh, some people are hanging around. We did this during the vertical slice, but yeah, we got Tilda Bailey here. A good old Frostlander. 6 years sketching a frozen landscape. Tricked a new Londoner delegate into voting her way. Always wanted to capture a bear. Shilton, bullied for being disorganized as a child. That seems like a very strange thing to be bullied for. I must have been very disorganized then. A new Londoner here. Tell me about yourself there. Jack Lacey. Built a device to count cards. Trusts people with flaws. God, these people are messed up. Get me out of here. I could have sworn that coal was going to last a little longer last time I checked. 168 weeks till it's all gone. All the more reason to get out into that Frostland some more. We expanded the goods production, which sadly also increases my material needs, right? But now we have the prefabs coming back in, which is good, because these prefabs are going to run out in 11 weeks. Give me the prefabs I need, keep those heat stamps flowing. Only 8 coming in. Oh, no, it's 16 per week, but that's still very low. I need to punch people to give me more. Barely scraping by on the coal. And there we go. My good friends Frostlanders are happy because I did what they want me to do. Not happy enough to give me heat stamps, but boy do I want those heat stamps when they're available. The trouble is building this thing. I need that bay, and I could get the workforce from a place, but actually, we're looking alright on that. We will get that done. I just need 600 spare people. And that begs the question, where do I get 600 people from? The answer's probably the extraction district. Yeah, for sure. I'll tone down on the prefabs once I have the heat stamps, build up the logistics bay, and then we are going to be raking the Frostlands as clean as we can for all of their goods. The question is, what do we research next? You want anything interesting? Research the machine-centric shifts. Workforce requirement going down sounds rather nice, and squalor is a sign of a successful city. Pass the city development effort. Mass-produce goods. I'd rather have good goods. Could I... I can't make a promise to them because I already made a promise to pass a law for them. Research the dutiful youth. Active workers up and crime down does sound good. Material demand significantly going down does also sound good. Equal pay? Oh hell no, that's not how we operate. Could get behind everyone doing maintenance though. Material demand is a pressing, if not crushing, concern. And I can't think of anything else I'm desperate to research currently. But the Faithkeepers are only 7% of the city. Why would I kowtow to them? Sod you guys, I'm going to figure out something else. I was eyeing up those factories. We are dealing with disease by giving people special little badges of happiness, so I think we will research into that. Because the more people get their goods, the more we clamp down on crime, and the more heat stamps we get out of people, and that all sounds good to me. Although I just spent the money that I was intending on using for my Vanguard Bay. I just joined, sorry for asking, do you have the Twitch voting on? No, not yet. I plan on just doing things straight for now. We will add the fancy, quirky stuff in future runs. And Jake, how's the game? Do you recommend it? Much too early to do a recommendation, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely got the Frostpunk atmosphere going, even though the gameplay is very different. It's a lot less intimate in experience. I don't have little Sally who's having to drag her dead mother over to the snow pile. It's very detached compared to that, or compared to Frostpunk 1. Alright, come on, need those heat stamps. The workforce I can deal with, but I need 120 heat stamps so we can explore the Frostlands yet more. Looks like the Frostlands are 83% done with their expansion over here. Then they'll tell me all there is about the, hopefully, oil over there. Oil, prefabs, and cores. Actually, I need prefabs as well. Deadly. Many scouts will die in the mountains. Is that really my problem, though? I mean, how many is many? I think there's a scout thing I can research to lower the chance of them dying. And we'll surely get on that eventually. Right, workers are needed, 600 of them. I'll be pulling them largely away from here. Not too largely, I do want these prefabs taken. It's all the better when I can do it with no heat costs. There we go, that'll do me just nicely. Wonderful. What are scouts if not a resource? Get back in the Frostlands, you freeloaders! It's not quite like Frostpunk.
To make sure your contagion badge is visible at all times.
That's only fair. People need to know how to avoid you. Daring to dream. We have a council, but will anything actually change? For years, the Faithkeepers have just had their way. It's a chance to block some of their idiotic ideas. We could show the city reason, convince them to adapt to the frost, embrace the new Ice Age and tear ourselves away from our addiction to the generator. You did not know a world before the Great Frost Reborn. You are but a child. However, I do appreciate the way that you...
Officially recognized by the city.
I do appreciate the way you look down at those nasty old
Joining the next
Faithkeepers.
session.
Worker training, evolvers periodically heal sick or the injured workforce. They want durable goods. You know, I want durable goods. I absolutely want durable goods. I think that lowers the demand for goods. I've already committed to doing the next law, but perhaps... Oh, perhaps I could punch them for some money. No, they don't have enough money to give. If they did, though, I'd be revving up for one haymaker. Jake, they want mandatory scola. Life is... yeah. Life is a compromise. Alright, there we go. Got our 20 extra prostitutes. What are they going to do? We're already exploring the desolate coast. That'll free up another 10 or so. I should check out the foothills, prefabs, dwellers. It's safe and quick to do. And I have 10 people left over when this is done to grab all of this. And then... many scouts will be injured. See, injured doesn't sound quite as threatening, does it? Injured, it's just, oh, you know, I sprained my ankle. My little Canadian joints couldn't handle this. Doesn't seem like a big deal. We'll be fine. And it's law o'clock. Yes, it is. Alright, I promised we'd be doing exploration time decrease. Seems pretty close to being voted through. We only need 9 people of the 25 to vote on it. And since I'm accepted, there's no good reason that they wouldn't. It would suck for this not to go through, but I don't want to make too many promises. So the new Londoners would want an advanced chemical hothouse, a blasting mine, mass-produced goods. Actually, I am interested in mass-produced goods. But I'm sure we'll find them, I guess. I'm sure if Twitch were in voting, they'd want the expedition support. Wouldn't want us to stumble now, would we?
Have spoken. The law.
Frostlands are delighted you kept your word. Okay, so it does actually bring up trust. Even though I negotiated this outcome.
Stuart.
Stop calling me Stuart. I want that money off of you, but I'm still 2 weeks away from it.
A new law takes hold.
Alright, nay too shabby. No, you wanted durable goods. Yeah, you're right, I do want durable goods. And my evolvers wanted that though, didn't they? Are they willing to... no, they want efficiency bonus, liberated youth, and unproductive people doing maintenance. Materials demand is down, product efficiency is up. It requires me to research something though, and I'm busy working on my salvaging factory. I'm sent out there, I'll return a frozen body. You think we're gonna return you? Alright, Jacupacento, Frostland, what do you have for me? Yeah, this is what you have for me, huh? I have 20 spare people, given that we're currently looking at foothills. I wouldn't mind sending them into the highlands, but what do we have here first? A mangled cart. Can't wander forever, only getting through canyons, set up permanent base oil. 3 cores. Now, cores are not something that we really know the use for yet. So it's not something that I'm tripping over myself to get. Ah, anybody recognize this? Ruined machine lies across a crevasse. Wagon spilled. Goods here. Scouts. Huge quantity of readily available oil. Could be what we've been searching for. Yes, good. On the broken shores lies an old derelict dreadnought. It's upgraded to run on oil, and we've got rich deposits beside it. But deep in black pools are rows of frozen bodies, wrapped in shrouds and placed in still wells, like we found earlier. These oil deposits would surely solve our fuel needs, but we would have to desecrate the graves to access all of them. I'm not afraid of desecrating some graves, but that seems a little too easy, right? We'll only access the vacant oil deposits. There we go, let's be nice. Oil will save the city. We'll establish a reliable supply, settle beyond New London, create a colony here, solid trail to New London, supply to assure. This will save our city. First I need to connect a path, then we send colonists. But what's the other thing that we have here first? A tanker filled with oil, dangerous to extract without specialized equipment. No point taking oil until we know how to use it. Well, we'll get on that in due time. Right, I have 20 spare people. I think first things first, let us connect a path back home. Now, I'm not entirely sure I understand how this thing works, but that, I think, gets it back to the city. I remember struggling with this immensely when I was doing this in the vertical slice. But I think we just need to get to... Hold on, we'll go all the way there? No, we'll go to there. I think you just need to waypoint it back to the city, because this is where our leave the city point is with our Vanguard Logistics Bay. Take them 2 weeks, it'll take 10 of my workers, get to said work. And that leaves me a bit of time to salvage these parts, so bring those back with me. And then once you've done all that, we'll look into settling that colony if we must. It's something a lot of people were asking for in the first game. They wanted to have different colonies set up for supplying their city. Seemed a bit too large a scale for Frostpunk 1, but perhaps the scale is just right in Frostpunk 2. Almost out of these prefabs, which is fine by me. Still a little low on the housing districts, but the requirement on workforce and heat stamps... Well, the heat stamp's almost there, the workforce less so. This really needs to finish off so I can tear this place down. But yeah, that cold... I don't like any shelter scarcity. A little bit is manageable, but still, oh dear. Oh dear. Well, I said I want people. More people, more taxes, but still. Many more live among us. There we go, we've got the heat stamps. Let's get those people nice and warm. Where's the best place to slam these people down at anyway? Probably next to you. Three of you near a housing district. That seems sufficient. That way I can have another housing district here to keep everything very warm. Yeah, get on down there. Actually, I want even more, but now it's the prefabs that I'm running low on, and that prefabs could be a problem. Will be a problem. Looks like they've already made the passageway around here. That frees up people to go to somewhere else very soon. Wait, have they done that? Let me think. 5 people, 10 people, I have 40 available. Are they working on this, or have they done this yet? Ah, here we go. They're bringing back the cores. Nice that you can click on this over in the Frostlands. Once they're back, I'll have 20 people. I could establish this new colony, or I could go and check out somewhere else. But I think everybody's dying to see how the colonies work out, and I would think so because I too want to know how it works out. First thoughts, I like it so far. Vittorious. But I can't go into much more detail than that because I've only just started. For all I know, it has many aches and pains about to come, or it's just about to really rev up and tickle all my boxes. Ah, we see them coming along there. Ah, so that's how you see the progress of your guys coming back. Still not very pronounced on the UI, but... Alright, let's get over there. 3,000 colonists will settle here. We can spare that. We just had a population boom after all. That hanging on the saving is a stark reminder that I have not saved once in this entire debacle. Create a new save game. Alright. Stream 01. How about that? I'd assume they're on their way. Huge camp, crude thingamajigger. Yeah, that's fine. There they go. People have recently left their homes in New London, are heading to start a new life over in the old Dreadnought. Well, that actually eased up my shelter demands, which is nice. Food demands is surplusing hard, which is also nice. Meaning I can probably turn you down even further. Yeah, there you go. Goods demands are down, material demands are down. This is great. Boy, this is how all societies should be run, right? You got too many people, send them out, conquer a new place. Oh, well done for conquering. You can use that land. And, you know, just give us back some of the resources there. I have become Toga Boy. Funny the way the world works. Alright, give me the last of that. Continue to chug out more of those. I'm evidently very short on prefabs. Looks like it automatically reduced the output of a lot of my districts by pulling out all those people. I'm not too opposed to it, but some things like this research institute I imagine works better with all the people working there. Can I shove more over? Yes. Can I shove a bit more over? Let's bring you down such that you don't have heat demand, and there we go, max that out. I don't actually know if this thing works better or worse with more people in it, but I assume it's going to work better with more people in it, or at least enough people in it. Yeah, no Frostland safe from British imperialism. We've invaded just about every country in the world. If you've not made the list, it means you've just not made the list yet. Also, it feels like more of the land is available for us to see. This is as far as I can pan and zoom, sadly. I would like to see more. Given that I'd like to explore more, why don't we, following this, figure out how to explore better? We'll get ourselves a Scouts headquarters. I feel like there are a lot more choices that you can make instantly in this, far more so than in Frostpunk 1. Think about it, in Frostpunk 1, when you start, what can you do? There are 2 purpose laws and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 adaptation laws. What do we get right off the bat here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17... Crikey! And each of them have different ways of doing them as well. Granted, these are all the same, but it's just different people being happy about how we do them. Asbestos, asbestos, or asbestos for your housing insulation. Sounds good to me. Right, I was meant to punch these new Londoners for more money, but they're not very happy with my benevolent rule currently.
Stuart.
Ah, but my good friends the Frostlanders would be happy to contribute. And that's funny because I'd be happy for them to contribute. Well, isn't this a happy coincidence? And we just get the relation bounce back because I got the salvaging factory that they themselves are happy to see. Of course, the salvaging factory is completely affordable. I'm just that good. And the hub that I put here... The hub that I put here... reduces... Oh, hang on. Does the hub not reach you? I thought the hub would reach this thing and reduce its demand for people. Ah, it's only extraction. This is the extraction and industrial, so I should have put down a construction one, not a fuel one. My bad. Too bad. I will keep that in mind for next turn.
The Evolvers remind everyone not to aid initiates wandering the Frostland. They must find their own way back.
Good. Alright, the extraction district has extracted to its last, so let's just tear it all apart. Looks like the workers had already returned home. What do you have to say? Ouch, my finger, says Sue Miller, the 12-year-old. Didn't we see you in the vertical slice? Also, is that really a 12-year-old's face? Christ, the Frostland must age you aplenty. Family apprenticeship promises a better future for children of the city. So she's very happy to be poking her fingers in the spindles. Damn right. All because of the first law I passed with my giant brain. What was the other law we were thinking about? I really wanted that scouty headquarter. And perhaps my good friends the Frostlanders should be the ones to decide on that. Scout headquarters, territory threat decreased. Territory threat decreased from survivalists. So survivalists or scout, what's even the different distance here? Ah, this one's just better. And that makes sense, since, you know, the Evolvers and the Frostlanders can handle all that stuff out there. The Evolvers seem a bit more ready for the world than the Frostlanders. So I guess I'll go with their idea. It's the same idea, but... yeah, go on. Let us all evolve. It's a good sign that the spindles hurt the fingers. Yeah, exactly. It means no frostbite. The pain tells you that you are alive. When you come to me and say, oh, I'm hurting, I just take that as, great job, Jake. Thanks for keeping us all very alive. Curious to see how this new factory works out for us. Rail hub. Does that mean you can build trains around the world? Rail hub, you say? It's not available here, but I believe it was something that we could research. What was the button for the Research Institute? R for research. R for revolutionary idea. Rail hub. A node connecting districts through elevated railway transport cargo and boost productivity. Efficiency in neighboring extraction, industrial, and food districts increased. Very nice. Does not seem to lower the amount of workers needed, but efficiency is essentially that, if not better. Increased trust, decreased tension. Nice ideas, but these are hardly things that I can prioritize over the Frostland. Maybe they are. I just feel like the Frostland's going to deliver more than what we get here, but it could be a much better idea, or at least a different idea, to fast track things like deep melting drilling, so I can be more self-sufficient. But come on, that's a Frostpunk 1 thing, and I'm here to try new and different things with a new and different game. It's law o'clock, says JJ Nitro. Thank you. First question should be, does anybody want a law that I could pass pretty much for free? I do want durable goods. I would be happy to pass durable goods to reduce the demand per capita. That's a consideration. What about our new friends, the Evolvers? Production efficiency increase. Will you just do that for me, or is this going to make you unhappy? It's just something they do. Oh, that's nice. Don't know why that's an active button I have to press then, rather than a passive. I do like the idea of unproductive doing maintenance, though. Materials demand going down when materials are a pressing concern. Production efficiency going up seems like a feather on top of it. Let's go with that. Oh wait, no, I need to research it as well. I want to do something that I can just pass as a law already. Yeah, I miss the deep crunching sound of pressing buttons. The clicks feel clickier in Frostpunk 1, that's for sure. Yeah, this is all research. It feels a lot easier. Oh, right, the Londoners hate me. Could I perhaps alleviate your hate? City development effort. That would go away from the law that we've already passed to help the expansion teams. Yeah, they hate the expedition support. Alright, you guys are going to have to suck on a lemon, but my good friends, the Evolvers... Who was it, actually? So the Evolvers or the Frostlanders? That's a good one. Yeah, here we go. Past durable goods. Goods demand slightly decreased is good. There we go. And it looks like most people want it anyway, because my glorious Frostlander and Evolver friends are all about that. So I think rather than making more, it is better to just have lower desire for them. I don't know what the numbers are exactly here, but surely just... This is like getting them for free. I still need to produce them. Let the law go through, and surely, as accepted as I am, they'll all agree it's for the better good. Steady now, I don't need to take all of your train money, Tyrion.
Proposed law has been approved.
Or is this the Mario tax? Every year of no Mario it piles up higher and higher. Frostlanders are delighted that you kept your word. I'm so nice. By the way, I could do with a wee bit of dosh. You got a wee bit of pocket money to send me? Well, I don't want to give you money. I want you to give me money. Let's be clear about that. The new Londoners have money to give, I'm sure, but they don't like me. And I don't want to give them an agenda because they'll just try and undo one of my laws. Whereas surely it's better to... Surely it is better to... Wow, things are looking good. I'm even surplusing on goods. This is amazing. I wonder if I could actually turn this down. Look at this, look at this. So if I turn this down, there's actually no heat demand. That is proportionately amazing. And that's because of the insulation you have. Insulation is a flat bonus. But reducing this reduces proportionally the max amount needed here. So running this thing on 60% production, we still stockpile, everyone is happy, and to make things even better, due to fulfilled goods needs, look at that heat stamp income, no longer murked by people being unhappy. 20 a week. I'm rich. My god, 20 quid a week, that is twice what I made as a kiddo. Well, let's not get into how low my first job paid me. About £3 an hour, I believe. Right, I got a lot of people that aren't working. Can we do something about this? I don't actually want to pump out more if I'm stockpiling. Maybe a little bit's okay. Goods production is fine. How about the food production? Food production is also stockpiling. Damn, I need more places for my people to go. Population is rising steadily, as well it should. I'm okay with that. Alright, alright. One thing I should consider are the prefabs. We do not have a lot of prefabs left around here, and it looks like we don't have many lying around. There are a couple of abandoned ruins over here that we could nab, and I think we shall. Is that close to this other place? So it should give me a better overview of what's already built. This is an extraction district. If I could get the two of you to be close-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you'll be able to cozy up next to each other. That also, rather interestingly, gives me a nice place here for a hub, which will affect both of them. And I guess I'll expand out more to you. Yeah, that actually works out pretty well. See that hub I missed out on last time? The material stockpile hub. If I put that right down here, I'll get extra stockpile capacity and make all these places work even better. On top of that, traveling expedition is on its way. It's coming together, but who would expect anything less from this seasoned captain? I don't like that they're calling me Stuart. I can't like everything. What even is a prefab? No, prefab's a fairly common word. Okay, maybe common's the wrong word, but it's a very correct word. Prefabricated building material. The weirder thing is that people keep saying Stuart with a T instead of steward with a D. I can only assume Canadians were involved. They're always bloody involved. That's weird. Why is the output so good here? Oh, the trained workers actually gives me a weird three extra fairly unusable exploration team. Stewart is no, Stewart was my father's name. Please. Call me Steward. Captain Steward. Alright, sick people have returned to work. I'm glad they're returning to work. And now we've explored the foothills. Tell me more, tell me more. How's it going with getting over here, by the way? Still traveling and constructing for 15 more weeks. We don't know how to use oil just yet. But we've checked out this new area. What do you have for me? An old observatory. We need a new and stable source of heat in New London and convince all of them to come. Right, I will convince them all to come. I don't know if this is mutually exclusive, but I'll be back for the rest of you later. More population is good population, after all. Rusty old engine. 2 cores. Certainly take that. And what have we here? An abandoned coal mine. It's in poor condition. Warehouse, prefabs, captain, make them. Da 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 da. So either I get 300 prefabs, which is good, or I can mine with fewer Frostland teams. The prefab seems like a short-sighted decision. Let's have more of this down the line, and of course we need to build our way back home. Bloody Build-A-Bear going on over here. I have no idea what the purpose of these little pre-existing bits are. It might look tempting to go to, but surely I just want to bypass them entirely and make a beeline for the city like that. Otherwise, what is this? What is the significance of this? I do not understand. Anyway, 100 heat stamps, 20 prefabs, 10 workers, 4 weeks. Make it so. Once you have made it so, I'll dismantle this wreck. And then once we have the... Oh, hello. Dangerous. Deadly. Deadly. Alright, we will soon have scouting teams that are able to explore these places easily enough. The pins of the events. Ah, yeah. But this just dismantles and comes back. No need to worry about anything else, probably. Do they increase the range of the trails when planning? Ooh, hadn't considered that. Because I was undershooting to select it, it didn't seem like a good idea, but I should check that out later on. Stockpiling will take a year, stockpiling will take many years. Okay, a good sign. A good, prosperous city. Feels like we solved all of the problems. Even everybody's housed. For now. Of course, population is continuing to rise, even after we shunted a load of them out to the new area. Oh, that's right. I was meant to actually extract these new prefabs, but I need the people to do so. I have too many goods, but it's good to grab them all when the heat demand is so low. Heat demand is so low. Where am I meant to spare some people from? One could say that I get too much coal right now. So I'm actually going to ease up on the coal extraction in favor of extracting prefabs. The prefab place gets warmer, the extraction district gets warmer, everybody wins, especially the captain. And I want the hub as well. So I wanted the materials one. So extraction in industrial districts. Actually, industrial's all I need, huh? Industrial, neighboring food districts. Alright, but I think I will go for the construction once I have more space for such things, which means you're getting turned down even more. And then let's hub down material storage. Yeah, there we go. That highlight's better. I should have checked the highlight over here. Yeah, I should have. So yeah, this one hub saves more workers than it costs, but the cost comes from building it, which is heat stamps and prefabs. Trying to get my head around that because I do have this massive feeling that hubs are going to be very important on Extreme Play. And once I'm done with the storyline, I do intend on playing free play mode on Extreme. After all, that's where the meat and potatoes of Frostpunk 1 was. Essentially, going through the story mode like this is simply training. Get to grips with the game's mechanics, and then break the game over your knee. Is that maybe the spot you get if you build an exploration district in your city in that spot? There would be another one for that.
Succumb to wasteful fashion. A well-made coat is always in style.
That's good. I like the fact that he's got different lines like that. It was only a handful in Frostpunk 1. My name's not Stuart. We're struggling with heat stamps. A group of evolvers have come forward with an idea. We should pass service exemptions. The evolvers look with distrust at what other communities propose. They would surely appreciate you getting behind their idea. I will pass service exemptions. I wanted service exemptions. Yeah. I shouldn't promise that I'll pass it. I'll promise that I will have a vote on it. It's up to them to try and back it. But yeah, sure. It sounds like a great idea, and wouldn't you know it, Council will be open in 2 small weeks. We don't need service exemptions. I can't trust someone whose surname looks like Welsh, I'm afraid. You make good whiskey, and that's your lot. Cracked open a new Welsh whiskey. Well, not new, it's quite old, but a Welsh whiskey I got my grubby hands on, and I'm very happy with that. Was that telling me that we're set up here now? Yes, we are! The old dreadnought is mine now. This, I wonder about. See, I already feel like I was babysitting that other city. Now I gotta deal with this as well. We've got a generator. Can I even turn it on? I can. Using the stockpiled fuel in there. Very handy. Ah, but the fuel mix is more beneficial. Look at that. 1 bit of oil is 2 bits of heat, and I think it was just 1-to-1 with the coal. So this is the place we were playing at in the prologue. I assume this is... Huh, is this going to be before or after the other guys? I suppose it doesn't matter. The other guys are migratory. They come and go. Disease. So... I think this is where the bodies were left, and we promised that we would not be extracting that. So we need to extract some other things. Looks like the resources are shared. The heat stamps and the prefabs are the same here as in New London, right? Sure looks like it. What about the other goods? The food and such. No, those are not shared. Okay, so you gotta manage each of these individually. Logistical problems. Need logistical solutions. No point really expanding out over here, but there's certainly a lot to be said about expanding out down there and taking care of the issues that we have at hand. Except I have not enough prefabs to actually start building this place up, so I certainly need to get extracting these. Ooh, but I don't have the anything to get that done. Right, so I feel like a lesson is being learnt here. Don't gung-ho into a new area unless you have some prefabs at the ready. We're going to need to work our way down here. Ooh, shelter from the wind. Shelter is good, but being next to the generator is also good. Get frost breaking for now. The generator is on, although you'll certainly get cold. And then once I have the prefabs, we shall build up this area. It's also law o'clock. No, not yet. And stop flickering at me. Why this exclamation mark? I do not know. Is there a quick way to bounce between the cities? Here's New London. Double-click left mouse to go over there. Alright, very good. Very, very good. Yeah, there was more oil out there. We can see it on this overview. More oil here, more oil here. We also saw that on the pre... Wait, were these here in the pre-version? Yeah, of course they were. I remember coming down here for that. Seems like a lot to juggle in my mind already, having two different places to care about. But since this place is running A-OK, I don't think it'll be a big deal. I hope it won't be a big deal. And yeah, you're right, my scouts are at the ready, but I really want that survivalist headquarters so I can send them out to more dangerous locations. So before then, go and dismantle that wreck, please. And, oh, right! This! And I can tell them where to go! The old dreadnought? No, no point. Bring this back to New London, please. 10 teams will work for that, huh? But then I won't have the teams to explore these other places. Requires 20, 20, 20. I could pull some from these other places, couldn't I? Yeah, thing is I don't need this coal. And it is limited to the amount of coal that it can output. Probably better to... Tell you what, I'll turn you on for now. Turn you on for now. Right, well, however you slice it, I need my new place to make sure that my scouts can operate without deadly risk going on. Everyone in New London is awaiting the moment we got a steady supply of oil. So many fears would vanish. The dreams seem to be diverging. The Faith Keepers paint a vision of an eternally warm New London, as warm as only the eldest among us remember. The Evolvers want to use this power to reach out and settle remote places on the Frostland, making it our own. Give me a damn good reason that these are mutually exclusive. Oh well, let's get that oil back. So we need to have it extracted and brought back. Also, what's this? Melting pot of individuals. Single-minded. Okay, good. So they're probably not going to hate my guts. And the trust bar seems the same between the two. Alright, that seems good. I need so many prefabs. I need them yesterday. Certainly working on that, 18 a week, but we want more. Oh crap, I said I'd do service exemptions, but we already have city development. Not city development. No, we have expedition support. Ooh, I made a poor choice here. That said, heat stamps are nice, and is this such a big deal now? Well, I promised I would. I should have thought about that when I agreed upon this, but whatever. Here you go. In the end, it's money for me. I just don't like wasting a law on something I've already passed a law for.
Hear ye, hear ye. The delegates have spoken. The law take...
Evolvers are delighted. Well, as long as trust goes up. But they like me too much for such a small faction. Maybe I could promote the faction. They'll gain members, secure additional seats, greatly improve relations. I wonder if they're already maxed out. Maybe they're too maxed out. I shall promote you yet further. But, you know, you gotta pay for the privilege. And then they leave. It was all just a trap. Ponzi scheme. The Frostlanders remain quite favourable with me. Pathfinder scouts, weather-adjusted shifts. Decreasing disease and lowering heat demands all sounds rather nice. But is there anything more pressing to do research on right now? How about all the asbestos we could line our houses with? Yeah, heat's not a huge deal for us right now. Pump jacks, are we going to need that? This is extracting more oil rather than just oil, I think. We've got our factories. What about even better factories? Old domestic goods, no matter how soiled, get refurbished. It is quite tempting to go for the worker shifts, though. We could have them weather adjusted or machine centric. Workforce requirement going down sounds great. Because we keep needing lots and lots of workers. I think my main... What's my main problem right now, though? It's prefabs. We're certainly getting plenty of them coming in, but I wonder if that's going to hold. Probably not. Prefab factories will get us more. Although the goods production stuff can make prefabs. Maybe that's not such a big deal, especially since I have the factory for them. Frostland, we've got our scout headquarter. What about scout training? Further threat territory decreasing. I really want to see what's out in the Frostland. That's my the main thing I want to do. So my good Frostlandy friends, we will get pathfinding. I'm almost going to want to open up a second area like that just to get more scouts out there, but I should really make sure that these poor suckers aren't freezing to death. They don't really have a place to live, do they? And I can't afford the prefabs to keep them sweet for now, but I will. We'll get this extracted as soon as the going is good. Sawmills, Jake. A new leaf? I think not. At least, I think not yet. I don't mind the squalor from you being next to extraction, because this is a very temporary extraction area. And there's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. Well, let's get a bit more snaky out here. I want to have more people living down here where it's nice and warm. And get 3 of you out here and then snake away a bit over here. Need to get up to the oil, or down and along to the oil, both work. Probably up and around. Make my way over to more prefabs, more oil. More oil, more better. Yeah, get on that. Get me on those prefabs as well, though. Those poor people are getting cold. Guy cold. The Dreadnought works as a bridge. It does. Wow, I had no idea. Look at that. Did it do that in the first level as well? Crivens. Yeah, sure looks like it. Alright, well with that in mind, I certainly want those prefabs and I want that oil. There's a lot of things I want. Well, I had no idea that acted as a bridge. Don't I feel the fool now? Costs no prefabs to do frost breaking. So that makes it a tantalizing opportunity. Gotta get down to the oil. The seals are all gone, or maybe they've not arrived yet. But yeah, we'll get up and around to all of this. I just heard the thumping noise of an event. Or maybe it was the Frostlander teams arriving. Hello, hello. Broken vow? The Frostlanders are furious that the expedition support law is no longer in force. Your vow, you swore to enact the law. Keeping this vow earned you significant goodwill with their members. Breaking it. Wait, I agreed I'd pass the law. I did not agree to continue to keep the law down. Yeah, man. Some people are just impossible to please. Well, it's getting more impossible. It's getting cold.
Colder temperatures. Take action.
We have extracted all of the prefabs there, but there are yet more to be had here, so that's okay. Tantalizing trick. Before I played Candice DeBaby, I had no idea how tantalizing tricks could get. Alright, what else are you saying? Evolvers support the steward. Damn right you do. As long as relations with the Evolver are devoted, they assist treatment will remain active. Periodically heal sick or injured workers. Ooh, wasn't I meant to build the scout thing? I really want to get scouting, but Look at all these dangerous places. Maybe there's somewhere less dangerous. High Pass is dangerous. Ah, the approach is nice and safe. Go and figure out the world for me, please. A graveyard as well? Sure. Maybe I should look at what's over there. There's coal over there. Material and coal. There's a high demand for people over here. But I could simply turn off the coal, turn off the food, send people out there. I've still got 8 people left over, so let's keep that food flowing. And all is well. I'm not interested in any more Cantus de Bebe games. The first one was kind of so bad it's good, but beyond that it's just more of the same old lame jokes. The game's still suffering. Is this game good? Well, I'm enjoying it, Grimmers. A little early to start foaming at the mouth saying, that's the best game ever, oh god, give me more. I like what I see so far. Frostpunk, but more, bigger scale. Less intimate, though. And yes, we're playing through the story mode. Also, where'd all those prefabs come from? I need to put them to use. Because these guys are very cold. And so far, we haven't had anybody die on us, and I'm keen to keep it that way. Although this will be Squalor. Since when was Squalor a problem? Well, actually, their lack of materials as well as other problems are going to keep things bad for them. But like I said, this is temporary. This thing will go away in time, and that is fine. Because eventually it will extract all of these inside 43 weeks, then it goes away, and Squalor becomes not a problem. This one thing should take care of all of their population needs. Actually, that means I don't need to go down here at all. Feel like a fool for even extracting into that then. Limited workforce. All things to consider. Right. I want this. It's possible that I could expand it into the warm zone a bit here if I were to take more of this. But that's as tight as I can get it for now. And then, with access to you, I also want access to the rest of this stuff. So that's up to you, and then beeline over for the rest of the oil. I don't know how this works, getting the oil extracted and bringing it back home. But we are figuring out together, aren't we? Nice to hear you're enjoying it, Jake. The devs changing the scale so drastically feels like a bold and risky choice. Yeah, but it's nice to see bold and risky things in a modern game. What a stale old trash these days. Oh god, that sounds very, very old and jaded. How do I unsay something on stream? Yeah, just put the oil in their pockets and have them march on home. That'll do the trick.
Famous magician, the Great Bambini, begins his latest tour of the colonies tonight.
Colonies? Ah. I do like referring to places as the colonies. Hey, here's a bit of a consideration, though. These guys don't have any materials. So how do I deal with their lack of goods and materials? Because it's just going to cause squalor and crime. In fact, crime is already happening here. How do these people get goods? There must be a way to send them goods. One would imagine. But I don't know. You'd think I'd build something like an import-export thing. But there's no place for a logistics depot around here. A skyway, perhaps? Perhaps. All I can do are trail constructions, though. Yeah, you'd think some kind of transit hub. Uncertain, though. We'll play along and see what happens. Hopefully these guys don't end up killing themselves before it comes to that. Badge of shame. Disease currently under control. More and more citizens resent being forced to wear unwarranted infectious badges. I have got the clap. I ain't spreading it. This blasted thing pinned on me. Everyone runs at the sight of me like I'm a goddamn leper. You're welcome. Sounds like a great decision to me. No contingent prevention unlocked. Well, it's not law o'clock just yet. Although we're only 2 days away from it. Oh, council in recess for 0 days. Alright. There we go. It's available. I really feel like there should be some kind of alert that law is available. So you were trying to tell me that no contingent, tension is decreased. There's no way I want to go away from this. I like decreasing my disease problems. I also like the idea of paid essentials. Production efficiency going up, heat stamp income per capita going up. That all sounds amazing. There's no way I want to hand out freebies. Freebies make lazy, useless additions to society. Let's have people pay me for the privilege of living in my glorious city. Yeah, the badges work, and they're complaining that they work too well, but I constantly say
have spoken. The law takes effect.
that British people are only happy when they're miserable. And we've got fish lips around to perhaps weigh in on the matter. And they are clearly all British here, just look at how ugly they are.
A law has passed in the council. Take heed.
Isn't that marked oil reservoir supposed to be a logistics hub? You mean this? This... Oh, hang on, what is this? What is this? Send people? Resource trader? Whoa! Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Good thing. I just assumed you double-click this to go over to the location, but no, single-click brings up options. I can even send people. Cool. Very cool. Alright then. Alright then. Can't seem to move this slider. Send 5,000 resources from a stockpile to the other. Yes. That'll only last for 7 weeks if they don't have it. I should start getting some extracted first. Let's see. They're alright-ish on food, but I really want them to have goods to see to their needs. Wait, these are materials, not goods, but I still want them to have them. Let's not have squalor over there. Ooh, man, this feels like another game I played not too long ago. What was it? Factory Town, that was it. Or Factory... No, Factory Town sounds about right. Okay, there we go. So they're going to get goods, they're going to get materials. They don't need food, and once they produce oil, they'll bring it back over. And it happens instantly. Oh, thank goodness for that. I was not looking forward to that crime causing a bunch of shanking going up. Yeah, maybe hitting up T on the tutorial menu would have been good for that. Oh, hello, cores. Guard squads, trails, colonies. This is it. Resource and population transfer. Phenomenal. Settlements, settlements. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, got it. We know everything. Probably. And I once again realize I haven't saved in ages, so let us do exactly that. Week 88. I assume we're doing fine. Right, I really need to get on extracting those resources. It's what we're here to do. We don't need any more housing. In fact, we overproduce on housing. Let's get you all the way over there. And I keep hitting V instead of B. Shouldn't need logistic stuff, just start extracting that and bring it over to where we need it. Please and thank you. On top of that, I'm also very keen on building up my... I already have the salvage factory. There we go, survivalist headquarters. And I believe I already expanded my logistics bay. No, I imagined doing that, but I'm going to do it. If I get you close enough here, we might be able to warm each other up a touch. If these guys were a little closer to hugging, I could warm both of them up. Am I okay with doing that? I am, actually, especially since I can... Can almost make them hug and get those infinite resources, but I don't have the tech to get it, so I'm fine with that. I'll frostbreak this and have these two touch each other so that they can enjoy some mutual warmth. Wonderful. Stream now banned in America. What do the different alt overlays look like? So this is just base economy, but we can also look at heat demands, materials, food, workforce. There we go, workforce. I think I was clicking too fast on them. There we go. And proximity effects. Why does it say 0 on the effect? Probably because it's just running too damn well under my glorious guidance. Research, Jake. Yeah, again, had no idea research was available because it's just sitting there, grayed out. Right, we got our scout training on the way. Skyways, a network of cables, elevated stations, run suspended trains in the Frostlands, no worries about ice and snow. Allows the transport of more resources from colonies and outposts. Sounds really cool, but that's not something that we're in need of right now, so I won't bother with that. Is there anything the city really needs? Trust? Production efficiency? Production efficiency is nice. We were talking about maintenance duty, though. Materials demand going down and production efficiency going up sounds really good. And once again, it sticks the finger to the Faith Keepers. So I think we and the Evolvers can start seeing eye to eye about this. Adapt, merit, and have reason. But what about housing block? What about asbestos? What are my current problems with the city? Hunger is absent, disease is absent, although only because I'm making people wear their badges of happiness. Oh man, my city is running really well. Perhaps too well. Anyway, make those unproductive people do maintenance. No one likes doing maintenance, that's why we hire a blacksmith in Battle Brothers. Don't you need technology for oil? I think the technology simply allows you to extract more oil, but we'll be finding out soon enough, won't we? Currently working on our extraction over here. Lacking workforce, huh? I think I can actually turn this thing down quite a bit to spare on the heat. And that will allow me to do another extraction load. Surely it's all about getting the oil. And hell, it's the big title card thing for the game. Get the oil. Catch the pigeon. And we'll see what is in store for us once we bring that oil back home. I thought they said you need some tech to make your generator run on oil, so there was something about adaptation, but I think that's going to come with the story, so I've got no problem coming along for the ride. No need to preempt it. We seem to be doing a pretty good job already. Well, how dare we not have a surplus of goods? Oh, we do. It's just coming out of the stockpile very slowly. We can aid with that. I got workers not working. That clearly needs to be sorted. Ah, there we go. You've actually expanded now, haven't you? And you've got your building slot available. So let us build. Survivalist headquarter, 400 workers, kabang. That should allow me to explore some very unsafe areas out there, which I'm keen to know more about. I hope we get to see some other cities from the first game. Tesla, Winterhome, On the Edge. There's definitely something Winterhome related, although I don't know exactly what. And much like the first game, you get your kind of more sandbox builder mode. Alright, we're getting that oil flowing, right? Yes, but not a lot extra coming in. This will be full soon, but that's why we set up you. And we bring in our surplus oil. That's fine. I often said a little bit of squalor is fine, but maybe that's too much squalor. Especially now that I have more demand for this stuff. This is quite a nice system. Quite elegant. And there we go, this should plug up by about 16 a day, which will fulfill itself in no time. So much more to explore here. I'm wondering where the demo city was from. See, in the vertical slice we got in the game months ago, which city was that? And Dimitroy saying, "What's up? How's it going, Jake?" It's going well. If I'm playing Frostpunk, chances are things are going very well. And I am playing Frostpunk 2 even. There we go, both these places will get nice and happy and warm, right? It's not showing the logistics district getting warmer.
The price of gruel has been reduced. This week only.
Oh well, I'm expanding you anyway. Life is good. I could be making more prefabs, but I think we've found plenty of them as time is. I think you actually need 75 output, not just 75 oil. Yeah, I'm starting to think that as well, given that it's not growing. Getting yet more out of this might be tricky. Because I think I'd need pump jacks for this now, wouldn't I? Okay, then maybe I definitely should be investing in pump jacking. For now, though, let's expand. And if we still have some spare people for frost breaking, which we don't, so we'll spare another couple of people. I'm going to expand this area so we can actually benefit from the warmth down here. I think I opened up some more of this than I wanted. There we go. Then when I expand this, we can actually have more of the warm area to save on that. But yes, currently the oil output is... Tell you what, how about just temporarily, give everything to New London. Anticipation fills the air. Dream of future without feeling cold. It feels surreal. To make it happen, need to modify the generator. Yeah, I expected this. This will be irreversible. The future we build will depend on it. Irreversible, you say? Hoo-hoo. Choices, choices. People cheers! Oil reaches the city. The question remains, what does it mean for us? The years of suffering are coming to an... Oh, no, come on now. There's not enough years of suffering that the British should endure. Leaders shout across the city squares, the gift of oil, the light of the furnace. We can defeat the frost and build a warm paradise. Let us improve the blessed engine, pump oil until the snows of the city melt forever. The frost is our reality. It's foolish. Hubris. We can't wait for New London's generator to rust. We have to adapt to the world, settle, and repopulate. Go forth and reproduce. The Evolvers will approve of the decision, and the Faithkeepers will disapprove. Adaptive pump generator uses any fuel, unlocks unlimited output in the Frostland settlements. Or, oil pump generator uses only oil, and we can exploit unlimited deep deposits. Hey, we noticed deep deposits nearby, didn't we? This feels like the easiest choice in the world here, right? Go with my good friends, the Evolvers. Sod the Faithkeepers. Need to upgrade the generator, adaptive pumps, new fuel, research furnaces, supply of the resources will not run out. Not all outposts are viable. Plenty of useful sites around London. We must find them. I see. I agree. People are coming at with radical designs. Radical. Very 90s word. Longing to join his wife. 90 years old, 90 summers. I've had a good life. Again, doesn't look 90. Maybe 60. I've had a life anyway. Not everyone in the old Queensith crew can say the same. Thought I'd be happy sharing Liddy's grave. Now Pete's pressuring me to donate my body to the city. Ah, tension's rising because I'm not slicing bodies up as we would in Frostpunk 1. Giving me ideas, game. And it's soon law o'clock. Did that unlock this, or was it always available? Where was that under, anyway? Society. No, I think this is always available. Increase research speed by harvesting them. People don't die. This seems like the Frostpunk 1 choice again. Either the thing that makes you stronger or the thing that makes you less weak. I'd rather be stronger and not have to get weak in the first place. The only thing that makes Jake happy is when he can send hungry children into the mines. I think you'll find I've done a good job defeating Hungary. Defeating hunger. In any case, that seems like a good point to call it for now. Moving on to Chapter 2. I'd like to play this for a lot longer, but unfortunately the game released at night time here in Europe, and I would quite like to get a good night's sleep so I can wake up and play more of this in the morning. So we're going to save off here. Chapter 2, Stream 01, sounds good to me. And we will continue on. Our ambition is to complete the story from start to finish, and then once that is done, I suppose we can take a quick peek at the other thing that there is to be. See you in 3 hours when you can't sleep. Once we're done with the story, which we can see here, there we go. Almost looks like we're halfway. We're not. We have to do this, though. Utopia Builder calls for me. It's got a bunch of different locations, like we had in Frostpunk 1. Actually, on release, I think Frostpunk 1 just had one location. They didn't even intend to add an endless mode. And then when we do this, we can have random Frostlands, random factions, lords, merchants, machinists. Give them all to me. And then, of course, when it comes to that, I want everything cranked up to the maximum. Extreme challenge, no room for error. Perfect planning, dealing with mounting catastrophe. Sign me up, Buttercup. Where's the chat faction? Yeah, we'll also be looking into that. Is that meant to be me? Good lord, I look like a Hexen. I'm playing through the story mode because I want to experience the main game, but this is the meat and potatoes in my view. No railroading, no story to have to pretend to care about, just a whole bunch of people, and they aim to keep them alive. This is what's really making me lick my lips. But my lips will have to stay a little bit chappy for a little bit longer because I want to go to bed. So I'll be back with more of this tomorrow. Probably have a much more time available to chew through this. And until I am back with more of this, there's a cheers and cheerio.